No one could stop me. Hmm. Go ahead and go to my dashboard. Hopefully nobody comes and yells at me in the meantime. And we'll let it rock here for just a little bit. Yelling? Who's yelling? Nostalgia. What happened? Streamlabs. Your stats for your stream on May 2nd. Hi, it's Chris. Your latest stream report is ready below. Stream length 1 minute 22 seconds. Thanks, I was changing my fucking connection. What up, Juve? What the fuck is that, by the way? I don't get it. I don't get what that mode's supposed to be. Maybe I'm not zoomer enough. You said you hope no one screams. I had to make sure to do that. Okay, of course. Watching the Ace Attorney anime, not bad so far. That's what's up, Jushi. But now that we've dawdled long enough. Wait, what? Did I not save? Wait. Wait, what? Episode 2 beginning, but the old save is no, to title. Load this save. What the fuck was that about? Alright, yeah, because we saw that we landed. Did you click yes to autosave? Fuck. I don't know if I could turn that off. Either way, I guess it just auto-saved that at the beginning. I was a little bit scared there. When you turn the game on, I didn't see an option for autosave. I might have, but I didn't see an option for that. But either way, it's March 12th, 1 p.m. local time, Hope Springs Airport. Hate fucking elevators. What a time. It is definitely a time to be alive. What's up, Sky King? I know that once we'd landed, I'm supposed to let the local police take over. And thanks to Miss Tenero and Miss Meal, I was able to preserve the crime scene. But I just can't shake it. I was able to talk with Miss Tenero in private. Hey, you want to load the autosave? But if you pick no, okay. So yeah, no. That's definitely what I did. I thought it was a option that you could toggle at the beginning because when I loaded it up, it was like, "Would you like to load this save?" And I was like, "Oh, that must be my latest save." Because why would it want me to load a save that isn't the latest? That's a really weird system. I don't know why they put that in. So I'm left wondering, just what was she up to? Why did she do what she did? There must be a way for me to continue my investigation. Is that fucking Salmonella up there? It has to be her. It's a remix. I've been expecting you, Miles Edgeworth. Yeah! Franziska, I thought you were still in Germany. I go where I am needed, and wherever there are criminals to be caught. Her name is Franziska von Karma, the daughter of my mentor, Manfred von Karma. She, like myself, is a prosecutor. Are you heading up this case? It would be a bit of a relief if you are. Don't you try to flatter me, Miles Edgeworth. I'm placing you under arrest. He let himself get hit. No, Miles, how did you power down? What? It's quite frustrating, actually. I'd hoped to exact my revenge on you in a different venue. But I'll have to take what I can get. I never thought I'd see the day when a disciple of the House of Von Karma would become a criminal. Have you no shame? Wait, there's all been a big misunderstanding. I didn't kill the victim. A misunderstanding. I heard all about the murder over the police radio from the captain himself. You waited for the victim on the first floor and then beat him to death. Franziska, do you honestly believe that I killed a man? The answer is a definite no. I suppose I should reserve judgment until after I have investigated this for myself. I can put you under arrest. I can put your arrest on hold until then. That's as it should be. Ha! I don't need a lecture on how to perform my duties from you of all people. To be perfect in every way. The fulfillment of that creed alone is all I strive for. Well, I have my own creed which I must fulfill, so why don't we solve this together? I have to get going. The crime scene awaits. Don't you dare leave town. Trust me, I had no intention to. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. Oh, he's in tow. Too slow. Ow! Listen up. I'm leaving you in charge of watching this man. Don't mess up, understand? Mr. Edgeworth, I'm supposed to guard him? So in the 12 minutes I was late, what I missed? You weren't even late for that long. I've only been live for about like 6 minutes in full. But what's up, Ben? What's up, Sosa? Hyperion? What's going on? Gumshoe? No, don't resident sleeper at Gumshoe. No, we haven't seen him for 3 whole games. We've been, well, technically, he showed up in Apollo Justice, right? But his model was fucked and he was there for like 5 seconds. But, no, you can't resident sleeper at Gumshoe. He's done nothing. A simple yes or no, detective. Ah, yes sir, understood sir. You'll just leave it to me. Miles Edgeworth. If you interfere with my investigation, I'll arrest you on the spot. Are we clear? Now then, if you'll excuse me. Even the curtsy on the sprite. Sick. Good to see you again, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Boy, am I glad to see you're okay. Thank you, detective. I believe in you, sir. You can lean on me. I'll get you through this. I have to admit, I'm a bit curious as to what Franziska is up to. Maybe I should ask the good detective. Very well. In that case, I have a few questions for you. Edgeworth got whipped. He got hit twice. First things first. Hey, move. Can I talk to him? This child seems to be happily enjoying the sight of so many planes. Wow, I'd love to take a run down that runway. Oh, the youth of today. So much potential, yet so misguided. Dog, only Miles Edgeworth could see a child, like, happily enjoying the thought of running down a runway and be like, damn, kids are fucking dumb. Out loud. Looking from behind, I think I've seen this man before. In Soviet Russia, world flags, lunchboxes eat Jew? Okay. And he's even doing the fucking emoticons now. Yep. Found it, lol. I feel a wave of creative powers coming on. It's over now. Why did I talk to this fucking guy? For my next elite movie, it's gonna be the Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo-Old Tokyo versus the World Samurai, champion of Earth. It's gonna roxers so many boxers. Steel Samurai is finally getting a movie. Edgeworth, true fan, hearing Steel Samurai getting a movie is like, yeah, that's gonna be sick. Also, what the fuck is up with the jetpack? Lunchland. Not bad, I guess it's gotten big enough to warrant its own branch shops. What should I go with? I recommend our airport special, World Flag Lunchboxes. Only available for a limited time. We have a variety of lunchboxes made to look like different countries' flags. I wonder if they're aiming to take Lunchland to the international market. Alright, what up, Gumshoe? Initial investigation. So how is the initial investigation going? We just shipped the body off to the coroner's office, and we're taking statements now, sir. It sounds like Franziska. She was always good at quick responses to a case. I'd say she was a little too quick, sir. Oh, how so? I rushed over as soon as I got word of the affair, sir. But somehow, when I got here, Miss Von Karma was already here barking out orders at everyone. It was kinda creepy, as though she knew there had been a murder or something. And had come in advance to await your flight's arrival. Okay. If Gumshoe, if nothing else, is very punctual, that's the homie right there. That's big homie.
That is sort of odd. She did show up rather quickly and out of the blue. Plus, I still don't know why she's here in America. There must be some backstory to all of this.
Alright, tell me about your dom.
Miss Von Karma just kinda popped up at the prosecutor's office about a week ago, sir.
Bobby Schmurda type beat. Something about chasing down leads related to a certain incident.
No details?
It's kinda top secret, so she can't talk about it, even with me, sir.
Knowing her, the only type of talking she likes to do is with her whip. Plus, I doubt the top secret part was what stopped her from talking to you, Detective. Although, I wonder if her case has anything to do with mine.
I assume you're starting case 3 today as well, but I was a slacker and didn't play, so I have to leave for that. Depending on how long this is, yes / no. If this ends up being like the rest of it, because it said middle, right? I assume we have middle, end, and then we move into case 3. So as long as it's short, then yes. If it's really long, then no. Anyway, that's about all the info I have, sir. We should find out more as we investigate.
Yes, it is high time to resume my investigation, starting with talking to the people involved in this case afresh.
So we just go back into the plane? Hell yeah. Gumshoe in tow! Fuck these dumbass stewardesses. We have Gumshoe back. March 12th, 1:37 p.m. Flight I-39, second floor, first class. I want to say you could start start case 3 today, but you won't get to the relevant parts. Alright. I feel like it's not long, but I also feel like there's still 2 to be continueds left. Alright. So you must be the captain. Why, yes I am. And who might you be? I am the prodigy prosecutor, Franziska von Karma, and I have a few questions for you. Don't you dare, Captain, getting friendly with another woman. I'll never forgive you if you do. What are you talking about? I only have eyes for you, my dear Cammy.
I wouldn't bet money on our dear captain being much of a reputable person.
Sure you don't want to ask the captain some questions, sir?
He was in the cockpit the entire time. I highly doubt he would know anything of use. Anyway, I'd like to leave that type of witness to Franziska and her whip.
Literally just walk past. Yeah, y'all got that. Ah! Edgeworth already knows what the fuck's going on. Alright, March 12th, 1:40 p.m. Flight I-39, first floor lounge. Now see here. Ah. Sorry. I'm sorry. How long do you intend to hold me? It is impossible for me to beat a criminal. I told you.
Mr. LeBlanc?
Oh, it is you. Tell this man to stop stopping me from going. Time is money. I don't even have 1 second of wasteful time to spend. Alright, let him go. I have that authority. Sir, you can't go in there.
I'm Miles Edgeworth.
Oh, dog. I really thought that was just going to be, I'm Miles Edgeworth, I'm going in there. I didn't think he was going to say anything about being the prosecutor on the case. It's just, I'm Miles Edgeworth, I'm going in there. No one is allowed to enter without Miss Von Karma's express permission.
But I'm on the case.
Yeah, I understand that, but I also have explicit instructions to not let you through from Miss Von Karma.
Why would you do this to me, Franziska?
Alright. LeBlanc, what's going on?
Did you finish taking his statement yet?
Yep, all done, sir. I do not concern if you're not done examining the cargo hold. I want my cargo back. What's in your cargo? If you make a single scratch on my art, you will pay.
Art? What sort of art?
Mr. LeBlanc is an art dealer, so he's got a bunch of artwork down in the cargo hold, sir. It's practically a mountain of it, large and small. From folk costumes to stone statues, I sell all kinds of arts.
Folk costumes. Speaking of which, Mr. LeBlanc's hat kind of looks like that other piece of cloth.
Yeah, the one from the suitcase. Can I present that to him? Yeah.
Mr. LeBlanc, can you please take a look at this for me?
Huh? Oh, it's a Borginian cloth. I was like, huh? You do not concern? Then I remembered he's not great at speaking English. He can understand it, though, which is fine enough. Surprisingly enough, he's been as helpful as the people who speak English perfectly.
As I suspected, your hat is made of the same material, I suppose.
Yes, of course. This fabric is so famous, orders come from over the seas for more. Bloody cloth updated.
This is the cargo you were talking about earlier.
No. My cargo this time is much, many gigantic. You detective, When can I have my cargo moved? You can get your cargo back when we're done investigating, pal. The stubbornness of you police, it is no good. And it is no good that attendant refuses to exit the attendance room, too. Okay, so Tenero's in there.
That attendant. I wonder if he's talking about Miss Tenero.
So oh yeah, and we do get... Alright. I woke up today and saw that Kalina Griffin Uni is coming back at this point. Okay. Also, Hyperion, I went to ask you about the collab. Is model stage the easiest to grind? Because I'm trying to grind these medals out, and I don't know if I should grind model stage out or I should grind the SRS stage out, because you can get more medals for those different fucking things. I posted in Gotcha Chat because we got Light Saria from free roll today. Dog, my free 10s have been fucked. I've gotten a gold moon and that's it.
What did you mean by that attendant, Mr. LeBlanc?
She was taken into the attendance room for her interview, and then they still have not come out. They make no sign of coming out either. I was finished with my own interview much earlier, quicker than her.
Why is Mr. Nero's interview the only one that's taking up so much time?
Hey, Franziska. Miles Edgeworth, you were given free reign to examine the plane, weren't you?
Yes, I was able to attain the corporation of the flight attendants.
Or cooperation, excuse me. SRS stage, lots faster. Yeah, I figured as much. The only reason why I liked the model stage a little bit more is because it was a little bit more auto friendly, and I can use 2 echelons as opposed to 3.
Speaking of attendants, I'd like to speak with Miss Tenero. I wonder if you might grant me permission to enter the flight attendants room.
Before I do, you still have to clear up a few issues surrounding your own circumstances.
I understand.
You may have tricked those attendants with your sophisticated talking, but you can't pull the wool over my eyes, Miles Edgeworth. Franziska's logic. I like how Franziska shows up. The first conversation we have with her is her just going, yeah, you know, you might not have done it. And then the second one is, alright, I still think you did it. Franziska's logic. Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusion. The scene of the crime was here, in the very lounge the body was discovered. From the time the victim was seen calling for an attendant until his body was found, the only person in this lounge the entire time was you, Miles Edgeworth. Luckily I got her yesterday, so now I'm just running the last stage to get Ghost Rider and call it a day. Yeah. I'm probably just gonna run until I might run the model stage, just because it's easier to auto, and I can do other things in the time. Granted, I will get more medals from the SRS stage, but drop chance for model is going to be fine anyways. I have enough fucking manpower and ammo, or not manpower, I have enough rations and ammo so that it won't be a bother. But it'll just take a little bit more time, which I have a lot of. This unmistakably makes you the likeliest suspect. Alright, well, we don't know if the scene of the crime was here because that fucking suitcase shows the fucking body was moved.
The likeliest suspect, Franziska.
Do you have a problem with that?
No, but it's not like you'd use such vague wording. You're usually a bit more absolute.
I'm simply trying to watch out for you. Or is my kindness too hard for you to comprehend?
Thank you, but your leniency is unnecessary, for I will prove my innocence soon enough. If I want to continue my investigation, I'll have to break her line of logic fast.
Franziska's logic. I suppose questioning Miles is the easiest way to give her brief on this. Yeah, that's fair enough. Hey Miles, did you do it? No, and I can prove that I didn't do it. Alright, great, you can bring me up to speed. It's quite literally Franziska is doing the most minimalistic investigation, and then having Miles fill her in on the details. What's up, Seabay? Scene of the crime was here? Yeah, about that.
It would appear that you do not have all the information you needed after all.
And what does that mean?
I found a nice piece of evidence just before I was forced to stop investigating. A piece that proves that the body was moved from a different location.
Yeah. I said it yesterday, but the music in this game is like... I really like it. Like, it's not like... S tier. It's not like something I would go out of my way to listen to, but it's nice enough that when I hear it, I'm like, why do people happy? It's great. I mean, she knows Miles already investigated. Why double the time? Because she wants to do it. She wants her investigation to be perfect. She wants to find the truth for herself.
The killer used a suitcase to move the victim's body, meaning that the real scene of the crime is not this lounge at all.
Now who's the one rashly jumping to conclusions?
Excuse me?
All you did was find this piece of cloth inside the suitcase. That doesn't prove that the body was moved. It could be that the killer simply chose that suitcase as a good place to hide the cloth.
I expected you would come to that conclusion. It would seem I can't escape that easily.
You should know better than that. Avant Karma is perfect in every way.
Ah, but did you know that the killer definitely wheeled the suitcase around at some point?
And was fucking grape juice on the wheels, as if there is proof of that.
Where's the proof that the suitcase was moved around?
Oh, and there's streaks in the fucking grape juice fucking stain. Fucking love this pursuit theme a whole bop. It's definitely better than a lot of them. That spilled grape juice in front of the elevator.
Yes, and I'd like to draw your attention to this area here.
Where's the evidence that proves the killer dragged the suitcase through here? I don't know, the fucking... Bing, bop, boom.
This mark here, wouldn't you say it looks suspiciously like tracks from two wheels?
I suppose.
Further, there is also grape juice residue on the wheels of the suitcase. This means that the suitcase containing the victim's body definitely passed through here.
I suppose this means that the killer did move the victim's body from somewhere else.
I'm glad you've come to your senses.
Need to go watch the tier list later? Yeah. Well, we can do a music tier list too. That would be interesting. I could set that up. Not so fast. This still doesn't put you in the clear. Not by a long shot. What? Franziska? Part 2? Move! You prepared yourself and acquired that piggy bank before the plane hit that turbulence. Then you waited for the victim in the lounge where you beat him to death. Then, while you were in the elevator with the victim's body stuffed into the suitcase, the plane hit that patch of turbulence and out flew the body from within the suitcase. With no way out, you hastily put the suitcase back from where you had taken it and pretended to be the discoverer of the body. Curious to see which case you rank high to low. Granted, I can guess a few. I mean, there's a lot. Like, with Ace Attorney, I will kind of spoil you that a lot of them fall within the mid-tier range for me. Like, C to B is where I put a lot of them.
Not a bad bit of logic for something you thought of on the fly.
Just what are you insinuating?
But I will show you exactly how flawed your logic is. No matter how strong of a face you put on, not even you can hide your fears from me. I'll expose the flaws in her logic in one fell swoop.
The thing about Ace Attorney is most cases are solid, but not great. Overall quality is generally good. I find the overall quality is generally, like, okay. I wouldn't say good, because there are some standout greats and some standout, like, really bad cases, but when there are a lot that are just like, this one is okay but blank, this one is okay but blank, this one is okay but blank, I find myself saying that they're okay, and like the couple like A to S tier cases end up really saving the games. It's good because a lot of those really strong cases end up being the finale, so you get an overall good opinion on finish of the game. Like 2-4, I don't think it's a great game. I think Justice for All rather is not a great game, but 2-4 ends up saving that game. 2-4 saves Justice for All, and I don't think that's even close. All right, You prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank before that plane hit the turbulence. Yeah, except it wasn't broken out, and we have a couple statements confirming that. But I guess I can just present this. Yeah.
The fact that you took this piece of evidence into account in your testimony is to be commended. Your legal prowess is certainly something to be feared.
Evidence and logic. Essential tools that
those who would stand in a courtroom must learn to master. But what if there was a fake piece of evidence thrown into the mix? A fake? This Mr. I-Fly piggy bank is just such a fake. It is not the real murder weapon. What? The timing of when the bank was taken from the shop is important, and it was taken after the turbulence had occurred.
2-4 is great, 2-2 is good, 2-1 is the worst tutorial, and we don't talk about case 3. Exactly, like, 2-2 is decent, but 2-1 is just a bad tutorial. Turnabout Big Top is ass, and 2-4 is great. So, like, the ending is really strong. The beginning of the game to the mid of the game is like, could be better. But then you hit the finale and it's like, zoom. I'll be looking for the time being playing P5. Fair enough in Rage. But then what about the blood on the bank? What do you make of that?
I assume it was added after the murder when the killer fabricated this weapon. Looking at it this way, the killer basically did 3 things after the turbulence.
Oh, blackened. Sick.
After exiting the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase to the shop and left it there. Then the killer proceeded to pick the bank up from off the floor and took it to fabricate a fake murder weapon by hitting the victim on the head. Finally, the victim saw what was planted on my personage, in my pocket to be precise. Everything was done so that I would be framed for the murder of Mr. Ackby Hicks.
You there. Yes, ma'am? Other than this piggy bank, was anything resembling a murder weapon found? We didn't find anything in this lounge or in the shop that could be used as one, ma'am. Most of the items that could have been used were broken during the turbulence. And the remaining items all tested negative for any trace of blood. I see. Well, Miles Edgeworth, it appears your stall tactics are at an end. But it's possible that it's just hidden somewhere, sir. Eek. If the criminal had wanted to hide the weapon in a safer place, I think the weapon would have been hidden in the same place as the bloody cloth.
Exactly what I was thinking. Because the cloth was hidden inside that suitcase, it signals to me that the killer had not prepared a more secure place to hide the evidence. Which means that the real murder weapon is either still on the murderer's personage, or still at the real crime scene.
There is one more possibility.
And that would be?
That the piggy bank is in fact the real weapon.
But didn't we just...
Let me finish. The killer took the bank out of the display case before the turbulence by opening the lock on the display case door. And it was at that time that the glass pane in the door was broken. I'd say that's a perfectly reasonable line of reasoning, wouldn't you? Let's see. So that means that the killer had the key to the display case.
Franziska, the person you're talking about.
Not so fast. I'm not finished. The person I'm talking about also committed another sin. She tricked the captain and granted you permission to conduct your investigation. Yes, it is the sin of lying. Speaking of which, I recall that you also wish to speak with her.
Yes.
Very well. Permission granted, but only if I can sit in on your interrogation. Do we understand each other?
I have no intention of interrogating her, but you are welcome to accompany me if you so wish.
Miss Tenero is in the flight attendant's room. Let's move. Fair enough. I like how we just have Gumshoe in tow. It's perfect. Can I not actually move into there? Do I just click it? Nope. I have to actually walk up there. This room is fucked. I don't see anything out of the ordinary thus far, except for that suitcase in the bottom right, which looks like it has 2 oxygen tanks next to it. March 12th, 2:23 p.m. Flight attendant's room. So you're the one that poked around inside this plane without the captain's permission. Wonder which bet is Cammy's? You can take a guess. Deviating from the flight attendant's manual is very unbecoming, you know. What were you hoping to accomplish by doing that?
Mr. Nero.
Ah, Mr. Edgeworth, you're here too?
Can you please help us and shed some light on why you did what you did?
All right. Captain's permission.
Why did you lie about receiving a captain's permission like that?
Because I didn't think I would be able to get his permission.
What do you mean?
The captain, he only has ears for Cammy. Yeah, that explains a lot. I spoke with the captain a little earlier myself. He definitely seems to be rather taken with Miss Meal. Yes, and on top of that, I had mistakenly accused Mr. Edgeworth of being the killer. I wanted to make amends.
In that case, please allow me to thank you for what you did.
I mean, fair enough.
Thanks to you, I was able to clear myself of all charges.
Really? You were able to prove your innocence? A little bit.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, that's still Tenero. Miss Tenero, is it? There is one more thing I'd like to ask you. You were in the in-flight shop just before the turbulence, weren't you? Please answer honestly. Yes, I was. And why were you there? Well,
Why the sudden hesitation? Franziska seems to have struck a nerve.
Why were you at the in-flight shop, you son of a bitch? All I did was go check up on the shop like I always do. You're saying it was for work, then? Yes, I'm in charge of the shop, so I have to keep an eye on it. I don't have any reason to go there otherwise. After your visit to the shop, you paid a visit to this room, correct? Yes, I came back to freshen up and adjust my makeup. I'm sorry, but there isn't much else to sell.
Mr. Nero claims to have no reason other than duty to go to the shop. But is that all there is to it? Maybe I should ask her about that thing.
Alright. Gotta present the suitcase. Wait, I didn't mean to click that. I hit my scroll wheel on accident. So, the emulator works a little bit weird. With scrolling, scrolling counts as a click. So, like, if I hit my scroll wheel, I'll put my mic close. If I hit my scroll wheel, it clicks. I don't know if that even could pick it up. And also, if I click, it clicks.
If you could please take a look at this for me, Mr. Nero.
Oh, that suitcase.
Yes, about this suitcase. You are the one who designed it, correct? And I think I figured out something else about it. The suitcase is the reason you went to the shop, isn't it?
There's nothing you won't find out eventually, is there?
Won't you please tell me more about this suitcase?
Yes, I was interested in seeing how the suitcases I had designed were selling. I know that as a service professional, I'm not supposed to care. But I really wanted to know. And I was glad to see that it was the last one there. Uh-oh, so the suitcase was gone before the murder happened. Makes sense.
The last one there.
Alright. Can we talk about it? Last suitcase, yeah.
So you're saying, Mr. Nero, that the suitcase in question was the last one?
Yes, they're just so popular that they're practically flying off the shelves.
It's not exactly the impression I got.
The one in the shop is most definitely the last one.
Well, we're currently looking at that suitcase.
Really? Then I guess we sold all of them. Thank you very much for taking the last one.
I didn't say anything about buying it.
Then say you'll buy it.
I'm sorry I can't.
But why? I think it'd go great with your complexion, Mr. Edgeworth. It really suits you. I guarantee it personally as a service professional.
Well, that is, how should I put this? It's hideous.
Dog. Miles. For what purpose? What?
Maybe that was a bit too direct. Moving on, my issue with the suitcase isn't the design. It's rather the number of them remaining.
What's going on, Solaris? Remaining?
There were 2 suitcases in the in-flight shop when I investigated it.
2? But that's impossible. I'm sure there was only 1. Looks like our story has generated quite the contradiction. When I left the shop, I'm positive there was only 1 suitcase left.
Something is amiss here. What could be the meaning of this inconsistency?
Somebody took the fucking suitcase?
By the way, Mr. Nero, what is one of those suitcases doing here?
That's...
I thought you said there was only 1 left.
That one is, it's mine. I've used it for a very long time now. I took the suitcase, it was me. Damn, Gallus, I didn't know you had tits like that. Basically, what I'm saying is it's Cammy. The murderer is Cammy.
She used it for a long time.
It's fucking $1,200? You're on drugs. What kind of bullshit? My God.
Mr. Nero, I'd appreciate if you wouldn't lie to me.
Excuse me?
I don't believe for even 1 second that you've used this for a very long time,
Because the tag's still on it.
what proves that this hasn't been used for nearly as long as Mr. Nero says.
I don't know, the fucking receipt? Or the tag, rather?
Tell me, Mr. Nero, is it also your habit to keep the price tag in pristine on your suitcase?
It's not a fucking snapback, brother. You don't have to keep the tag on it.
What is the meaning of this? Why would you lie about a suitcase? Despite having faith in her design sense, the sales numbers made her cry bitter tears. The truth is becoming increasingly clear to me.
You sold none of them suitcases.
Mr. Nero, I think I understand. I know what you are trying to hide. Now then, the suitcase was originally in
The in-flight shop. I was gonna say the in-first class shop. I fuck with Edgeworth, but his take that's are pretty weak. Well, yeah, because he's not supposed to be. It's uncharacteristic for him. He hasn't come into his own. His objection is still his strongest compared to Apollo's gotchas. Apollo's gotchas are the strongest shout in this game. Apollo's gotchas are literally like, oh, you're having a nervous tick, and you know you're having a nervous tick. You get a little anxious. Let me see how well I can make you jump. Gotcha. It's so loud.
Seeing as the price tag is still on the suitcase, one can only assume it was out on the floor for sale in the shop. And the person who bought the suitcase was you.
Why would it?
It was you, wasn't it, Mr. Nero? I hate to say this, but the suitcase that you designed hasn't sold very well, has it? You saw how poorly this design that you poured your heart into was selling, and were deeply hurt. That's why you wanted to make it look like it was selling by buying it yourself. Isn't that right?
Then the reason you went to the shop and came back here was... I'm sorry. All I really have is my job. I was overjoyed when my design was chosen. I thought that maybe I had finally... Oh, sad. It's sad that you're so stupid.
But the suitcases didn't sell.
It's because of the design, isn't it? All because it's, as you put it, hideous.
I can't say they chose a great place in which to sell them either.
They weren't selling a single one, and they were just sitting there collecting dust. I felt so bad seeing them there, day in and day out, so I decided to buy one for every flight at work. For every how? Okay, so either it's very rare that she works on a flight, or she is making bank. If they're fucking 1,200, depending on how many they made and how many that she's buying, dog. Because when I hear, like, oh, a flight attendant, I'm like, yeah, you know, they might make a little bit of decent money. I don't know too many flight attendants, if any, so I don't really have a price frame on how much they make. But if I hear you're buying like $1,200 suitcases just for fun every single week, you're a psychopath. You must be making guap.
You can buy one every single time you work a flight.
I see. So in order to keep your resolution, you went and bought one today as well. Yeah, no, I wasn't fucking crazy. She bought it on a credit card too. So either her credit is fucked, or she's just got bread. A single Apollo gotcha would end an entire class trial. That's not necessarily true. It would end a lot of the ones where the breakdown is already starting to happen, because you know you get that like pseudo breakdown at the beginning of finding out somebody, like with 2-1 for example. Spoilers short, just keeping it to there. Once you hear the Creole come out, it's like, yep, you throw a gotcha in there, everybody knows. I hear it's about $70 an hour. Damn. And this flight was supposed to be how long exactly? I know there was a 3 hour or 9 hour time difference, but we don't know how long it is. They were at least in the air for a couple hours.
This receipt is very clearly time-stamped 5:40 a.m.
Okay, but is it set to our destination time or our departure time zones? Assumably it's set to departure time zone because that's what the movie was being shown as. So 5:40 a.m. Truth is, there's still a bunch of them left unsold. They're planning to scrap the remaining ones at the end of this flight.
Mr. Nero, where are those other suitcases?
They should all be down in the cargo hold. Well, I mean, let's go to the cargo hold. Find our murder weapon there.
And the suitcase the killer used could very well have come from the cargo hold.
Mr. Edgeworth, you don't think the killer used one of my suitcases to...
Yes, I do. The killer used one of your beloved suitcases to move the victim's body.
Ah, how could they? Those suitcases were meant to be faithful partners to our passengers on their trips. That's all I ever wished for them to be.
Mr. Nero, is there any other way to get to the cargo hold other than the elevator?
The only other way is just through that door there.
And what about the security?
That door has no special lock installed because, just to enter this room, you need a special keycard that only crew members have access to.
Which means that the culprit is someone who can enter this room, eliminating the passengers and leaving only crew members as potential suspects.
I can't believe it.
Yes, Franziska.
Going on these wild goose chases, you're a disgrace to the Von Karman name.
And what do you mean by that?
The suitcase came from the cargo hold. That fact alone tells the whole story.
Yes, which is why I said the culprit must be a crew member who used their keycard.
Miles Edgeworth. You're proposing that the killer rode the elevator from the cargo hold, correct?
Yes, that's the only realistic possibility.
That other attendant, Miss Meal, I asked her earlier and she had this to say.
Franziska got information out of Miss Meal?
In order to make the elevator go down to the cargo hold, a different keycard is required.
A different one?
Yes, and the only person who holds that particular card is you, Miss Rhoda Tenero, and only you. Yep, nope, Cammy did it. But that's one attendant I know of, and she's the senior one, so assuming she's a lower-ranking attendant, assuming the meal chick is outranking maybe, this person might be around 40 an hour. Yeah, I mean, like, it's not going to be that crazy, because you're not going to be working, she's not going to be working multiple flights, because if she is working multiple flights, then we're assuming that she's buying at least 2 per day, which totals out to 2,400. I assume that, you know, 40 an hour, you know, let's say, let's assume that you're working one really long flight, right? Let's say you're working like a 13, 14 hour flight. You can buy a suitcase and have a little bit of money left over, but that's a long ass flight. And then you're probably going to be done for like the next day or so. But let's assume it's a short flight, like maybe like 4 or 5 hours. You can get a suitcase. You're not going to have shit for money left over, but you can get a suitcase. That's crazy.
What? Is this true, Mr. Nero?
Yes, I keep that key card in my locker at all times.
Could you please show us that card right now?
Yes, hold on. It's not going to be there, is it? I don't believe it. It's missing. Who would have known? I would have been here sooner since I worked morning shift today, but had to spend some time with family. Don't apologize for that.
What's wrong?
The key card, it's gone. Oh, could you believe it? Who saw that coming? Some people do 2 mids, 1 short, or 1 long, 1 mid, or 5 shorts. Very, very clever. Pretending that your card was stolen when in fact you're just trying to hide it from us. You've really thought this through. I'm here to punch forklifts. I still have PTSD, Master, please no. My forklift has done nothing wrong. Wait, it's not like that. You can tell us all about it, what it's like down at the station. Officer, arrest this woman. Yes, ma'am. Mr. Edgeworth. Miles really said nothing. He just sat there, started thinking. What's wrong? There's disbelief written all over your face.
Franziska, I know that you are the lead investigator on this case. However,
Hold it. Don't even think about wasting any more of my time. You know the rules as well as I do. Evidence speaks louder than words. Even if this isn't a courtroom, that basic tenet still applies. I intend to investigate the cargo hold now. What will you do, Miles Edgeworth?
I intend to do likewise.
To be continued. Okay. That was very, very short part. The jingle's still nice. I have no qualms with the jingle in this game. So I'll continue to load on the title screen to load this save. March 12th, 2:52 p.m. Flight I-39 lower deck cargo hold. Second half of this case is a lot shorter, now I remember. Look at Gumshoe go. It's so big!
This plane is a special model. It is both a super large cargo hold and ultra luxurious first class seating.
So this is the real scene of the murder.
There is certainly a high probability of that, which is why we are here, correct?
Okay, let's get investigating, sir. Lower deck cargo hold, begin investigation. Move. Alright, let's look around. It's a big ass box of bed sheets going from Borginia to the USA. Zhangfa Express. Alright, let's see if there's anything in here.
Keeping track of this many pieces of cargo must be very taxing on the cargo crew.
It sure brings back memories when I worked as a part-time mover, sir.
By the look in his eyes, he's waiting for me to ask about the rest of his story. But no matter how he pours on the puppy eyes, I have no intention of doing so.
No! Ask him about it! Edgeworth, you dickhead! No! Holy suitcases, Mr. Edgeworth. It's like an all-you-can-use suitcase fair.
There must be all the leftover ones they couldn't sell. Once the company is planning to dispose of after this flight is over.
The paint job is really cool, don't you think? It practically screams artsy.
Oh, why not purchase one then? I'm sure it will bring you much happiness.
You think so? Maybe I will. Let's see here. $1,200! I think I'll pass.
And Mr. Nero wonders why they don't sell. You need 2 jobs just to buy one. Definitely looks like one is missing. What is this brittle substance I'm stepping on? It's a bunch of glass fragments.
From his glasses? Alright. Let's look at this open suitcase. Hey, what's with the suitcase, pal? It's what the victim checked in, sir.
So this suitcase belongs to Mr. Hicks. I don't think he'd mind if we took a closer look.
There's nothing out of the ordinary in here, sir.
Wait, a file.
And there's a photo of Miss Von Karma in it, sir.
It looks like a profile on Franziska.
Interesting. So, why did he have a profile for Franziska?
Why would Mr. Hicks have a file on her?
So, interesting. Did you know the guy? Is that why you're here? Is that why you were planning on meeting him here?
You arrived at the scene of the crime before Detective Gumshoe, correct? And you then immediately began to direct the investigation. It seems to me that you were already at this airport for something besides this murder.
Yes, I was. So why? Why are you here? I've been following a very large and involved governmental level international crime. Alright then, say less. But it's much too large for one person to take on alone. So I decided that I should form a joint investigation with Interpol. What if Apollo became a prosecutor and he looked up to Miles growing up and Edgeworth never gave Black Quill's side a chance outside his cell? It would be sick. Apollo Justice as a prosecutor would be insane. Okay, so was he a member of Interpol?
Interpol is involved.
It's a top secret operation, so I can't really tell you any more than I already have. Alright. So, let's go ahead and look at our logic, because I think we have a lot of stuff. Well, we don't have a lot of stuff, but we do have some stuff.
Now, why would Mr. Hicks have documents profiling Franziska?
Oh, I know. I bet he's a big fan of Miss Von Karma, sir.
Franziska said that she had come to this airport as part of an Interpol investigation.
Gumshoe is really pleased with himself that he said that. Maybe he's part of her fan club. Oh, maybe Mr. Hicks had heard she was coming here and he had followed her.
Detective, I think it's more likely that Mr. Hicks was, in actuality, Interpol Agent Hicks. I think Franziska has some explaining to do.
And I guess we can do this.
I think we can safely conclude that these fragments are from a pair of glasses.
And the victim was wearing a pair of broken glasses.
Exactly what I was thinking. I'm sure that the shards would match up perfectly with the remnants of his glasses lenses. Ergo, the victim was here, just as I suspected.
So you're saying that the real scene of the crime was here, sir?
Isn't that what I've been saying for a while now?
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
Perhaps it's a bit early to draw that conclusion. However, I believe that the probability has just skyrocketed considerably. All that's left is to find the murder weapon.
Alright. So... murder weapon... the cops haven't found anything. We haven't been able to find anything. Kind of seems like we're fucked.
All sorts of boxes are piled up here.
This one says flammable, and this one it says pharmaceuticals.
This one says for exorcism use only. So what kind of operation is this airline running?
Alright, let's check out the elevator down here. Oh, I just love pushing the elevators on... I just love pushing the buttons on elevators and crosswalk signals. Yeah, you should give it a try, sir. Go on, push it.
The elevator is currently stopped on the first floor, Detective. It can't move.
Oh yeah, I guess nothing would happen if you pushed it now.
Well, nothing would happen normally without the special keycard. Both the door to the attendant's room and the elevator controls panels require a keycard, which makes it impossible for a passenger to come down here.
Alright. What you got for me, friend?
Have you noticed anything strange happening around here?
No, sir, I haven't noticed a thing.
I'm not sure that he meant to sound so oblivious.
Alright, so... can I present... yeah, okay, well, I have truth behind Hicks. There we go.
You came to this airport to rendezvous with the victim, didn't you?
Nonsense. What are you talking about?
We found a profile detailing information about you in the victim's luggage. I suppose it was prepared for him so he could recognize you when he landed. Which makes him not Mr. Hicks, but rather Interpol Agent Hicks. Isn't that correct?
I should have known you'd figured it out, Miles. But it looks like they got to him first.
So you really did come here to receive an Interpol agent, then?
Yes. Agent Hicks was on the trail of a very large international smuggling ring. Okay. So... Does that mean that, who would be... I still think the fucking art guy does not make sense, right? I think that's... It doesn't even feel like a red... Like, I would say it feels like a red herring, but it doesn't even feel like a fucking red herring. Kinda just feels like it's just nonsense. But either way, I still think it's Cammy, but I can't figure out what the motive is. He went undercover to investigate this crime, and it was I who put him on this case. I was supposed to receive a call from him on his cell phone when he landed. And his cell phone got taken. So if we happen to find that red cell phone, it's good game. I never expected to receive a call about his murder instead.
I think we now have pretty definitive evidence that Agent Hicks came down here into the cargo hold.
But what was he doing down here, sir? There's nothing but luggage. Oh, I get it. Maybe he forgot something in his suitcase and came down to get it. Gumshoe, please. Agent Hicks came here for a work-related reason. Of that, I'm sure.
Yes, I'm sure he was here to investigate the smuggling operation he was observing.
I would like to mention that an Interpol agent was murdered. That is a big deal. I mean, it's not the first time it's happened. Well, I mean, chronologically, right? First time that we've seen it chronologically, but not the first time we've seen it happen.
Franziska, do you know exactly how we intended to pursue this investigation?
No, unfortunately, I was going to find out from him after he landed.
I see, but this raises another question. A normal passenger can't access the cargo hold on their own. Agent Hicks must have identified himself to a member of the crew, and entered the cargo hold with that person who let him in. Yes, then he was murdered here. These glasses fragments and his broken glasses are a testament to that. And then... the killer put Agent Hicks into one of the spare suitcases, and they entered the elevator, but while they were riding it up, the plane hit that patch of turbulence. Because of the intense shaking, the suitcase popped open and Agent Hicks' body fell out. Or flew out, rather. At the same time, his wallet fell out of his pocket, spilling its contents everywhere. Which explains why there was money all scattered all over the elevator floor.
Investigation complete, I guess. Neat.
I think it's pretty easy to say who the culprit is at this stage.
What? Really, sir?
I know what you're thinking, Miles Edgeworth, but the killer can be none other than Miss Rhoda Tenero.
I'm sorry, brother. No. Definitive evidence. It was a crew member, any one of them could have shown Agent Hicks to the cargo hold. But the point to keep in mind is the key card that allows the elevator to come down here. The only person with such high-level access is Miss Rhoda Tenero, excuse me. I'd say that's a pretty decisive piece of information, wouldn't you? I mean, she didn't have her key card. Or she said she doesn't have her key card.
I know what she's trying to say, but I'm not certain it's as simple as that.
Rebuttal. The key card for the elevator is it's missing.
Oh shit!
Gary, subbing again. What's going on, brother? What's happening? Appreciate the resub. Enjoy the most.
But it's highly likely that the keycard was stolen from Miss Tenero.
It's highly likely? Is that possibility the best you can come up with? And you call yourself a disciple of my father? Edgeworth is getting hit by these whips. My god.
Well, while I don't have any evidence...
Be quiet. You're a disgrace. There's more evidence pointing to Miss Rhoda Tenero, you know. It's not just the key card that gives her away.
Are you talking about the murder weapon, the Mr. I-Fly piggy bank?
Yes, she is also the only person with a key to open that display case. Further, there is the matter of the key... Wait, there is the matter of that key to the display case being the murderous bank. Okay, new statement, question mark? Yeah, Edgeworth is trying to build up his defensive capabilities. What? I didn't even get to finish that line. Stop right there, Miles Edgeworth. You don't have any proof that this is just a red herring. If you must keep on insisting that it's a fake, then what is the real murder weapon and where did it go? I mean, he could have just got fucking pushed over the railing and snapped his goddamn neck. We don't have a fucking autopsy report. Speechless, I see. That's not a surprise. After all, you know that we've searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed.
There must be a way. There must be something that can help me rule out the piggy bank as the murder weapon. Or should it be examined further to help us ascertain the authenticity of the weapon?
The body, technically.
Franziska, I think you were too quick to jump to your conclusions.
Oh, was I?
Yes, we don't even have the autopsy
Yeah! Update that autopsy report.
How can I not say that you made a snap judgment when you have yet to even see if the wound...
Oh, clicked a little bit too fast. It's kind of weird how this game moves its text along. Scruffy. Yes, sir. Contact the medical examiner's office at once. I wish to hear the results of Agent Hicks' autopsy. Yes, sir. There he goes. We've got a big problem, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Welcome back, Gumshoe.
What is it, detective?
They're still doing the autopsy, but they said they already know one thing for sure. Report now. The doc said that it's one giant bruise from a beating from his shoulder down to his mid-back.
From the victim's shoulder to his mid-back. He was beaten over such a wide area. Well, I'd say maybe it's a sign the killer had a grudge against Agent Hicks. It wasn't just his head. The killer went all out and hit him multiple times, sir. Wait, so did he get pushed down the fucking stairs? Dog. Scruffy, what is had a grudge against Agent Hicks supposed to mean? Well, that's, Was the wound on the victim's head consistent with a murder weapon, Detective? Oh, well, they said they were still looking into that, sir. You're completely useless. I just sat there and take it. Sir, I told you already, you can't go down there. No, you remove yourself from my way. It has to be LeBlanc. What is all that racket? Yep. My luggage, my cargo, they're mine and I demand you return them to me. Franziska's animations in this game are so damn clean. Yeah, they're really fucking nice. Comparatively to Justice for All, like, her animation set got a minor buff. The only thing that I really want to see is the fucking, like, the leaning on the desk finger wag. Because that's the fucking top tier one, right? She's still got the finger wag. She's still got the fucking, like... She's got, like, her arm folded over finger wag, but the leaning on desk finger wag is fucking amazing. I suppose there is no choice. Finally, I think you get... Hey, what are you doing? You've left me no choice but to use strong force. You won't get past me. Dog. How? How did you let that happen? How is everybody from Borginia just awful? Alright. Do we directly go... Oh! Came up empty-handed. You couldn't find any murder weapon. Dog, the fact that this is happening as this motherfucker is falling to his, like, broken body is amazing. Jesus Christ. Whew, whew, whew. That was really great. Oh, it was Borginia? I kept thinking it was Bosnia. You wouldn't be remiss to think that. Pieces don't fit together quite. What? What do you mean? What? Wouldn't that be related? The weapon couldn't be found in the cause of death? What? That's some bullshit. Okay, so I guess if I get the little white ball, then I'm fine. Allegedly, the killer struck the victim many times over, which is why there is such extensive bruising over a wide area. But is that really the correct conclusion to draw from the evidence? The bruise from his shoulder and the bruise in the middle of his back is one continuous mark, which is more suggestive of a single blow to the back. If that's the case, then the piggy bank is much too small to have caused that. Therefore, the murder weapon must be something far bigger. Alright. So, yeah. Sizable weapon couldn't be found. That doesn't... I mean, the weapon couldn't be found in cause of death still fucking match up. It's not real damage to me. It's not real to me, damn it. If we're looking for a rather large weapon, you'd think it would stick out. But so far, we haven't found anything that resembles a weapon of any sort. Perhaps, just perhaps, we've all overlooked something from the beginning. Because normally, it's too impossibly big to be taken into consideration. What was that all about? Was he trying to jump his way down here? Franziska. What? What do you want? I found it, Franziska. I found the real murder weapon. You did? He really jumped. Yo, Gumshoe is fucking... Gumshoe is great. Yo, did y'all see that man jump?
I think I found the murder weapon, Franziska. There's no way you could have. Yo, but did y'all see him jump? Don't take real damage since you don't get grades for cases like you do in DR. I mean, that's technically not true. I still take damage. You can still. I don't think I've actually gotten a legitimate game over in this series, but you can still fail in this game. At least I assume you can fail in this one.
Well, we didn't realize it until now, but the answer has been right in front of us this whole time.
He might be hurt. We should go check up on him, sirs. There's that pompous attitude of yours again. You should learn to drop that habit.
This coming from a prosecutor with a habit of whipping everyone she comes across.
Anyway, if you really are a prosecutor, then you'll back yourself up with evidence. You aren't listening at all, are you? Come on then, show me this real murder weapon you speak of. I mean, we don't really have evidence on us, but it's right there. The game over you got just sucked because you back into the court in Karain. Yeah, no, that one was a funny one. And even though it was a forced instance of me failing, because I don't remember who it was that forced me to throw, but it was fucking hilarious. Regardless.
I don't have any evidence to show you.
Foolish reasoning for a foolish fool from a foolishly foolish fool meant to fool me. What do you mean by I don't have any evidence to show?
Perhaps I should have phrased it as that which caused Agent Hicks' death is incorporeal. Forgive me, but I do believe I had figured out what was the real cause of death.
Free fall.
The victim fell from a great height and subsequently died as a result.
Also the only good use of force you to throw all series? Yeah, because it was the only one done on an actual fucking game over screen. Or game over situation.
In other words, the real cause of death is free falling to the ground.
He fell to his death.
Yes, this is the only plausible possibility. The victim has extensive bruising on the back of his head and his back. And the only rational explanation for these injuries is that he fell to his death.
But the murder happened inside this plane. Do you know how big this plane is? You're inside this plane. Do you see the stairs up there? I see the stairs up there. They're right next to us. We just witnessed somebody fall over the railing. But I will say that that is probably the biggest, like, contributing factor to showing how smart Edgeworth is. Because that was all in the span of seconds that he put this together. He saw LeBlanc topple over the railing and onto that fucking crate, and he was like, oh, okay. So the murder weapon couldn't be found. The cause of death was, like, not really known, but there's extensive signs of bruising, and the murder weapon that we think we found is too small. It doesn't make sense. It has to be that he fell. Miles Edgeworth is really next level. But yeah, this murder happened inside the plane.
I know.
Are you claiming that there is some place in this plane from which he could have fallen from?
As I said earlier, the answer has been right in front of us the entire time.
You can't mean...
Yes, I do. The victim fell from the top of the stairs of this very cargo hold.
What? Then we're in trouble. We may have a second death on our hands, sirs. He's fine, idiot. Hey, you! Tell me you aren't dead, pal. Quiet! Why are you screaming? Gumshoe. He's alive! And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. It's not possible that Agent Hicks fell over the railing to his death. That man is living proof of that.
I suppose it's true that it's not possible, given current circumstances.
Because that box says it came to us in, what's that shit? It happened, that thing, it came from Zhang Ha when we stopped to do the cargo pickup. That's what I meant to say.
The current circumstances? What is that supposed to mean? Suppose that a large piece of cargo wasn't there at the time. What would have happened then?
It would have been a Borgini and pancake for sure, sir. I suppose that man over there wouldn't still be breathing. But the reality is that the cargo box is there. So there's no point in entertaining your wild hypothetical scenarios.
It may be there now, but there is no proof that it was always there.
As if there could have been a window of time when that giant box was not there. Well, I mean, we had to stop for cargo pickup and refuel.
But there was.
What? Can you show her that it's possible that the box is not always where it was now? Oh. Thank God it was at the top. Because I had no idea what this was.
Take that.
Second Borginian pancake? What would have been the first? Do we have a first Borginian pancake? Hicks? Well, yeah. He would have been in the second one, that's fair. You refueled in the Republic of Zangfa.
Yes, this flight had a short layover in Zangfa in order to refuel. But that wasn't the reason for the layover. We also transferred some cargo. What if the box in question was only transferred onto the plane at that time? To further prove my point, let's take a look at what's next to the box in question. It's labeled Zangfa.
It's labeled Zangfa Express.
Correct, meaning it was loaded onto the plane in Zangfa.
Yep.
Now, what if the box in question was also loaded on at the same time?
It would mean that the box was not here in the cargo hold during the Europe-Zangfa leg of the flight.
Making a clear drop, which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death entirely possible.
But your theory is still very far-fetched. Like, this finger wag, like, sprite animation is good, but she's not leaning over. She's still proper smug, but she's not, like, leaning over into it. Which is, like, the proper, like, nope, gotcha now.
Then allow me a chance to prove how very likely my scenario is. My first order of business will be examine that piece of cargo in more detail.
An investigation. Alright, let's... Can y'all get the fuck out the way, please? I was dragging it all the way over. I was dragging my mouse all the way over to the left, but I can only go up and down now. I don't know what that is. That's a little bit weird. I have to, like, reposition the circle touchpad.
This is a rather large piece of cargo.
There's a tag on it, sir. Let's see. A leaf red statue? Never heard of it.
Nor I, but all I care about was if we can prove it was here at the time of the crime.
And let's get investigating, sir. LeBlanc? What's poppin', Slime? Look here, do not go about touching my possessions without my permission. Don't rush up on me like that, pal.
So this belongs to Mr. LeBlanc, does it? I should see what else I can find out from him.
LeBlanc's cargo.
I take this large piece of cargo belongs to you, Mr. LeBlanc.
Of course it is mine. I shipped this fine piece of art from Europe. The Elif Red statue is worth 10 million cents. No, maybe much, much more.
Mr. LeBlanc's reason for choosing this plane must have been the large cargo hold.
10 million cents?
I suggest you stop trying to calculate how many packets of noodles that makes, Detective.
Dog, there is no reason to fry gumshoe like this. Miles, please. Don, how did you do that? I feel like you keep getting better and better at seeing right through me every year. Well, he was right, so I guess never mind.
Though I grow with each revolution around the planet of the sun, I have the distinct impression that he continues to madly spin in place.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, so is 10 million cents, is that euros and dollars?
Does it really make a difference to our case? Mr. LeBlanc, there is a chance that your cargo is related to our murder case.
Wait, oh no, it's not Defender healing. Damn it. Thought I got a good tag in Arknights.
I was wondering if you would allow us to examine it a bit closer.
It is a very valuable piece of art, so no, there will be no touching. Mr. LeBlanc claims to have brought a piece of art from Europe, but... But what? Don't say yes there is, leave him alone. So... can we present anything to him? Can I move this out of the way? Nope, nope, nope. Did I... Wait, did I not fucking get it? Am I dumb here? LeBlanc's cargo. Leaf red statue. Yes, 10 million cents. There'll be no touching. Didn't we... Ooh. Have we seen a statue before? What do you... Look. I don't have the fucking... This is the only thing that I have statue-like in my goddamn evidence. This I don't have. Or this is not real, rather. But maybe something in logic. Oh, well.
Mr. LeBlanc has something to do with the smuggling ring. And it's possible that this fake statue was brought on board in Zhengfa. I think I need to question him a bit further.
Alright. Fake statue.
About your statue, Mr. LeBlanc. I wonder if it might be a fake.
How dare you say my art is a fake?
I suspect that your statue might be the target of an international smuggling ring.
Don't say such fantastical things. Those thieves would not dare. I have the certification of my cargo right here.
Do you mean the cargo certification document?
Mr. Zinc LeBlanc, why didn't you say so earlier? Please show it to us at once. Alright, airway bill. I can't read this. What does it say? It says plain as day. The cargo was put onto the plane in Europe. And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. Too bad for you. The statue was brought on board in Europe, just as it states in the certificate.
No, that's...
Which means there was never a window of time in which the statue wasn't sitting there. A leaf red certificate.
I respectfully disagree. We can't discount the theory until I see the statue for myself.
Then you can have your wish. Look at it yourself and see I am right.
I know we've seen this somewhere before.
Yeah, but it's the same statue that was in the picture and we also moved the fucking cargo from out in front of it. But that's the statue that was in the picture with fucking Hicks. But I thought the fucking eyes were red. This is the leaf red? It gives us such a feeling of art. I can practically smell it. This statue has a high amount of historic value. After it was unveiled at a museum in Europe, I brought it to this country to exhibit it. A leaf red statue, jotted down in my organizer.
I believe a closer look is warranted here. So this is the infamous leaf red statue.
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Did you find something?
There's something wrong with this picture. We should examine it in more detail.
Should have red eyes, right?
Are these eyes made of some sort of gem?
It's a real nice shade of orange. For a second, I couldn't even tell they were jewels. Oh, but they kind of remind me of the eyes of this stray cat that lives near my house.
The eye's supposed to be this color. Is it possible this statue is a fake?
We can pan down. Neat. So, we do have the deduce as well.
Is this what's somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold?
Yep, eyes are supposed to be red. Eureka is probably his lowest tier shout. Gallus brought up fucking his hold it before, but Eureka's some ass, brother. I hate to admit it. I hate to admit something about Miles Edgeworth is ass. However, Eureka is ass. Damn it, Edgeworth.
These eyes are awfully orange, don't you think?
Eureka is only to himself. Is it really? Because I thought people were reacting to it in person. But maybe I was wrong. Yeah, I am pretty. They remind me of the sunsets when I was in grade school, sir.
I don't think you see what I'm talking about. No, I do, but it's really like the color of the sun when it's setting, sir. Ah, the memories. I remember standing out in that field, spinning with my arms out until I felt ill. I don't care about sunsets. Focus, detective. What color are the eyes in this photo? Huh? Ah, sir, they're red. As I thought. The statue was a fake. Mr. LeBlanc. What do you want? Do you not know I am a busy man? I allow you 2 seconds for your answer. The Elif right, I suppose that is your pride and joy, is it not? It is the biggest trophy on this European trip. Do you know why I possess this statue? The trigger started 17 years ago. Better grab a chair, sir. Sounds like this is going to be a long story. Mr. LeBlanc, I regret to inform you, you have my heartfelt sympathy, but what is that? Sympathy? For what? You'll see. I'd like you to compare the eyes. That large fellow has pretty bright, very bright and pretty eyes compared to you. I wasn't talking about the two of us. Why is everybody stupid? I meant the eyes of the statue in front of us and the one in this photo. Why the sudden yelling? Now then. Oh. It is a photo of the statue on display at the museum in Europe. What? Now do you see, Mr. LeBlanc? The statue before us is a fake. Wind. How the fuck you do that, by the way? That's actually kind of sick. Getting wind to pop out like that. Oh fuck, I got a lot of EXP certificates. Give me a second while I do some gacha management. Gotta level up the rest of my team in Arknights. Not gonna lie, for a second I thought the patterns on his vest were bullet wounds. They kind of just look like sunflowers, but sunflowers inherently look like just big-ass bullet holes. So you're not necessarily wrong, by any stretch of the word. I believe that further examination will be required. Now that we have confirmed that this is indeed a fake, there must be some sort of proof this was brought on board in Zhangfa, and I will present to you evidence that will resolve in the remaining contradiction. Do we have anything? Oh, okay, yeah, no, because if this tarp is caught underneath the statue, then it can't have been brought on before the thing next to it. Yep. Cargo from Zhangfa. There is clearly a contradiction here. Kim Jong-un really clutched the gulag. I mean, we have no idea if he won in the gulag or not. Him and Osama were definitely fighting for it. What are you going on about? It's just a simple case of a cargo cover getting stuck underneath another piece of cargo. Franziska, please. Ah, that's not possible. But it is. It shouldn't be this way, but the statue was on top of the cloth. Supposing that the neighboring piece of cargo was brought on board in Zhangfa, there is no way that any part of it should wind up under something from Europe. Which means that this fake statue was indeed smuggled on board in Zhangfa. But what about the cargo certificate? Let me ask in return, what about Agent Hicks? Why did he come down here in the middle of the flight? There is only one reason why, to secure proof of smuggling activity aboard this flight. So you say, but I don't believe that he had to do that mid-flight. We could just as easily inspected all of the cargo after the plane landed. That may be true, however, you had it backwards, Franziska. Sure, Agent Hicks could have waited until the plane had landed, but he had a reason for coming down to the cargo. Suppose he had found the fake at the airport, it would have been after the swap had occurred. At the time, the suspicion would naturally fall onto the statue's owner, who would have no way to prove that the statue was switched without his knowledge, which means there was someone involved who was forging or modifying cargo certificates. Okay, so where'd you get this from, brother? Investigation complete. Neat. Alright. I guess the victim knew the real version of this was gonna get nabbed, huh? Yes, while this photo could be seen as nothing more than a simple souvenir, it was in fact taken to be used as a reference document later on. Next, Agent Hicks had to secure proof that the smuggling had taken place. He came down here to take a picture of the cargo hold. Or a rather empty one at that, right before the fake statue could be loaded on board.
A photo of the hold missing a valuable piece of cargo would have been proof enough. After that, all he had to do was hold the Zhangfa cargo crew and arrest the smuggler.
Exactly. This only goes to prove my theory. If the statue was not in the cargo hold during the Europe-Zhangfa leg of the trip, then there would have been enough height from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death.
Officer, move the statue immediately. I want a thorough examination of the floor underneath. Now. Miss Von Karma, I'm ready to report my findings. Go on. After moving the leaf red statue out of the way, we tested the area under it with luminol and there was a reaction. Yeah! I see. There was a reaction to luminol, an indication that there was blood in that spot. Can we stop looking at it now, sirs?
It would seem that my deductions were correct after all.
I suppose it would appear that way.
The culprit cleaned up the blood well.
And how do you think the killer did that? Why the fuck is murder hornets trending? Because apparently a species of deadly hornet has been found in the US. That's all I know. Any more than that, and it's gonna have to be a search on your own, because that's legitimately all I know. Oh, great. Yeah, right. How did the killer clean up all the blood? With that fucking cloth. That's wiped it up and stuffed it in a suitcase.
The killer used the bloody cloth and I found inside the suitcase to clean up the mess.
I see. They had a need to clean up all the blood before the plane landed in Zhangfa.
Yes, because otherwise the cargo crew would have discovered it during the layover.
So you guys are saying that the murder happened before the plane landed in Zhangfa?
There was no other conceivable timeline for the events of the murder. But if that is true... it throws a certain person's testimony into doubt. If the murder occurred before we landed in Zhangfa, then this becomes highly suspect.
Miss Meal's testimony.
We'll call Miss Meal's testimony about Agent Hicks in regard to when we departed Zhangfa.
Yep, you saw him sitting in his seat. Has been found that someone smuggled it in, or the species might have migrated here from somewhere else. Yeah, I have no idea. We definitely have enough time to start case 3. Pog Air.
She claims Agent Hicks was alive at the time of the service call, but...
That totally contradicts the facts, sir. But why would she lie about something like that?
I think the only person who can answer that is Miss Meal herself.
Well, fuck, you're right. Jesus Christ. Well, keep it moving. Wake up, you guilty sleepy bitch. I'm about to fry you. Fog Air, new airline company. Hold on, we should actually get that. We should get that started. How much does it cost to make an airline? It can't be that much. We can definitely get something going. We have the means. No one can stop us. All right. 335 in the cargo hold.
Miss Meal. Miss Meal.
Huh?
Do you recall what you said earlier? About when you answered some service calls as we were departing from Zhangfa?
Huh?
You said that Mr. Hicks was sitting in his seat at that time. However, that is simply not possible. Because Mr. Hicks was dead long before we ever touched down in Zhangfa.
Oh.
Miss Cammy Mill.
Maybe I didn't see what I thought I did.
No one could make a mistake so large, Miss Meal.
But I make that kind of boo-boo all the time. With a plane or not, her chest open, you hate to see it. I mean, plane or not doesn't even factor into it. You a murderer. You murdered a whole person. I saw you do it. Why would you do this? Now that I'm proper broken Arknights from leveling up some units, this is going nowhere. There must be a better way of resolving this contradiction.
Very well, Miss Meal. If you please tell me about your alibi during the time span, from just before we land, We were to land at 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. when the body was found.
Are you telling me I'm a suspect, Mr. Edgeworth? A little bit. Dog, don't tell me she's just gonna be asleep for this fucking testimony. Yeah. From 3 to 4, I was in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self. Okay. And from 5 to 6, I was in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self. What the fuck? You couldn't have been in the flight attendant's room by yourself from 5 to 6 because at that time, Rhoda was returning the suitcase that she just bought.
How was a man supposed to react to a testimony like that? Miss Meal, wake up. She fell asleep again. It looks like the only way I'm going to wake her up is by pressing her.
What's going on, Paladin? Miss Meal's alibi. Yep, so move. We press.
So you were alone the entire time, were you?
Yeah, no one else even popped their head in to say hi.
Oh, well, I think a contradiction just popped in to say hi.
Edgeworth, there was no need for that. That wasn't even fire. You're just a loser for that one. You're now a bona fide loser. Raise an objection, fuck it.
Miss Meal, there is a clear contradiction embedded in your testimony.
Huh? What are you talking about?
It's not possible that you were alone in the attendance room the whole time from 5 to 6.
Where's the fucking recipient?
Take that!
I wonder if you would be so kind as to take a look at this receipt, Miss Meal.
Huh? A receipt for what?
It's for the suitcase Miss Tenero bought. Now, if I may direct your attention to the timestamp. As you can see, it clearly says 5:40 a.m., Miss Tenero.
When did you get down here? What the fuck? Huh? Why is the killer here? I thought you'd have her locked up by now.
I requested that she be present as a witness, so that we may straighten out your complex lie.
Damn. Brown rice.
Now then, Miss Tenero, between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m., you took a trip from the first class down to the first floor in the flight shop, correct?
Yes, I went to the shop to buy a suitcase. After which I went straight to the attendant's room to drop it off.
And did you see Miss Meal at that time?
No.
So, Miss Meal, where were you really between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m.?
Wake up, you sleepy bitch.
Miss Cammy Meal.
The bathroom?
I'll be the one to ask the questions here.
Yeah, maybe that's it. I probably just missed her. Nature calls, you know.
Do you take me for a fool? That's a little too convenient to be true.
But it's the truth. Cross my heart.
I don't have enough conclusive proof to counter.
Slow text. You don't believe me, do you? Wait, what? Move. I accidentally clicked my scroll wheel instead of using it. But please, won't you give me a chance and hear me out? Came back at the perfect time? Yeah, for us to put this killer away? Reason for suspicion. Look, I know you're suspecting me because I'm one of the crew, but you think maybe you should also suspect Miss Rhoda, too. She's the one in charge of the elevator keycard and the shop, you know. If you ask me, that makes her super suspicious. I hate to break it to you, Sosa, but she did it. But also, she was in charge of the elevator keycard that went missing. You dumb bitch.
Please leave Miss Tenero out of the conversation. Only you are under suspicion for now.
I don't get it. Why are you covering for Miss Rhoda all of a sudden? Oh, now I get it. Maybe you got your eye on Miss Rhoda?
Of course I'm keeping an eye on her. I can't very well let her escape, can I?
Never mind. But you want to know something? Miss Rhoda's actually kind of like... I have absolutely no interest in people who can't appreciate my sense of design.
Now's not the time for this sort of talk.
Can you hoes shut up? Reason for suspicion. If she deflected anymore, she'd be fucking Superman. Quite literally. Alright.
And what are you in charge of, Miss Meal?
I take care of the attendance room.
That doesn't count.
Oh, but I spend so much time in there, it might as well be my responsibility. Mr. Edgeworth, Cammy is very talented in languages, so she assists passengers who may not speak English, especially those who speak Borginian. She is the only one on this flight who is fluent. Oh, you mean that kind of what I'm in charge of. Why didn't you say so in the first place?
What else could I have meant?
Yeah, so I'm really good at Borginian.
She's fluent in Borginian, and I suppose you're in charge of processing Borginian documents.
Yes, I take care of anything that has to do with Borginian.
Very interesting.
You ask me, that makes her super suspicious. Okay. So... Wait. Do I just press everything? I have to press everything then.
No, it's not the only reason I have for suspecting. Your statements regarding Mr. Hicks turned out to be a bunch of lies.
Ah, but say I wasn't an attendant, you wouldn't suspect me then, would you?
Yes, I suppose that's true enough.
Do you think maybe you should also suspect Miss Rhoda too?
Hold it!
She has a actual standable alibi.
She's already being detained for further questioning, or have you already forgotten?
Oh, yeah, I guess I just forgot. Dumb bitch. Cammy, don't tell me you suspect me too. Sorry, can't help it. I mean, other than you, there's no one else who could have done it. I can't believe you would think that. I mean, me, a killer?
Miss Meal, what did you mean just now by no one else could have done it?
She's the one in charge of the elevator keycard and the shop. I mean...
Hold it!
We already read through this, right? Yeah.
Hold it!
Alright, that should be everything then.
Actually, your on-the-job behavior makes her super suspicious in my eyes.
Huh? But why?
While Mr. Nero is busy with the passengers, all of her other duties, you have a lot of free time on your hands, thus providing you with ample time to commit the crime.
Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you cease and desist this line of conjectural questioning. I won't allow you to bluff your way through this like a certain defense lawyer. Just say his name.
But I do not honestly believe Miss Meal does any actual work aboard this flight.
Oh, that's not true, Mr. Edgeworth. Although, well... All I'm in charge of are the attendance room and some Virginian stuff. So, are you now? Because, where the fuck is it? Wait, hold on, where is the... Yeah. This is in Borginian, isn't it?
So you are the only one in this flight crew that speaks Borginian. Is that correct?
She might be the hardest working, to be honest. She's about to be the hardest thrown in jail. Oh, yeah, I guess so. I studied abroad in Borginia for a while.
If that is the case, then the signature on this document belongs to you, doesn't it?
You signed for the fake, dumbass.
This is a falsified piece of documentation with only one purpose: to lead anyone who reads it to believe that Mr. LeBlanc's statue was loaded in Europe. The only person who could have either prepared it or processed this document in Borginian is you, Miss Meal.
Dumbass.
Without your participation, the smuggling of the Elif right could not have occurred. Don't sleep while I'm pointing my finger at you.
Oh, I wouldn't dream of falling asleep on you, Mr. Edgeworth. It is exactly as you say.
Are you confessing to have participated in the smuggling?
No, far from it. It's true that I was the one who signed off on that document, but you can't use that fact alone to make your allegation of smuggling stick. There is no direct correlation, after all. All you have is my signature on a piece of paper.
Really? All you did was sign it?
I neglected to check if the cargo had been loaded onto the plane properly. So sorry about that.
It seems that she's finally woken up. This is going to be one tough fight.
Suppose, and this is just a supposition, even if I was involved in the smuggling, you You can't throw the charge of murder on me just like that.
Objection!
If you were involved in this smuggling, then you would have a strong motive to kill. Agent Hicks was in the middle of an investigation regarding a smuggling ring, and just when he was about to close in, he's killed by a member of that ring. Well, did you ever stop to think that maybe Rhoda is a smuggling ring member? After all, unlike me, Rhoda has access to many things this plane for work purposes.
So perhaps there is some element of a setup in play in this case.
What are you talking about? Stop trying to aggressively blow bubbles at me. You're guilty, bitch. Just move out the way. What'd I get pinged for in Toon Talk? Reviewing material will ping around 8 p.m. Alright. Thank you, Pony.
First it was myself, and now it's Mr. Arrow.
Big yawn.
Who is under the microscope. Seems to me that a killer is going to great lengths to pin this crime on anyone they can.
You have no proof that Rhoda is being set up, or that she isn't.
I mean, actually, I believe that she was indeed intended target from the very beginning. I believe that the plan was to push all the blame for the crime onto her. And this evidence will prove my suspicions. This proves that the killer was out to frame Miss Tenero from the very beginning.
Damn, my stomach. The fucking suitcase has to be right. Because it's her suitcases.
The killer could have hidden the body anywhere, and yet they chose the suitcase. Why is that? Perhaps it was to move the body from the lower deck to the first floor. However, why go through the trouble of doing so? The only way all of these actions make sense is if the killer had wanted to frame Miss Tenero for the murder. Miss Tenero buys a suitcase on every flight she works for without fail. But should her suitcase be switched with the one containing the victim's body, that would put her in a very tight spot. Unfortunately for the killer, the turbulence put an end to that plan. There wasn't enough time to put the body back into the suitcase. Ergo, they made do with whoever was at hand and adapted their plan. And tried to frame me, as I lay unconscious on the floor from the turbulence. The killer then went to hide the suitcase in the in-flight shop and brought the piggy bank back to the elevator in order to fabricate a false weapon. A lot of work for a fruitless endeavor, wouldn't you agree?
Sounds like the killer had a tough time too, huh? I mean, why did the killer need to frame someone that badly anyway?
That is because of the special circumstances surrounding this particular case. Special circumstance dictated the need for a killer to frame someone.
When the murder took place?
The murder took place... Oh!
Is it damage time?
Around that time, almost all the passengers had returned to their seats. Therefore, the killer had to choose someone who was not in their seat to frame.
Isn't that an explanation for how the killer chose who and not why they had to?
Well, I thought it best to start from there.
If you're going to talk about completely unrelated matters, do you mind if I take a nap? Okay.
Hold on, I'm just getting to the meat of my argument. Special circumstance dictated the...
Okay, so where the murder took place then? Both fucking work, but I guess where in specific?
The special circumstance is simply that the murder took place on a plane mid-flight. No matter which country, customs is quite strict in this day and age, so no matter what you do, the chances that the body will be found is very high. Therefore, there was no choice but to frame either Tenero or myself. In other words, the only one who fits within the boundaries of the criminal's movements is not Miss Tenero or myself, but you, Miss Camille. Only you and you alone could be the killer.
Big yawn, and? At least I explained why you were wrong. Yeah, that was a nice touch. I appreciate that. It wasn't so much of, well, this doesn't make sense, because it's like, okay, well, no, it makes sense in the context of this, but they were like, well, no, you need to explain one more thing in particular, and it has to be more specific. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, I guess they both make sense, but this makes more sense. Yeah. Are you done already? I was about to fall asleep again. Anyway, let's be honest here.
Why wait?
I got fucking infected. You don't have anything on me other than a whole lot of circumstantial evidence. Ooh. What is this?
can see the outline of how the murder occurred, but I have no definitive evidence. And isn't there a piece of evidence that's still unaccounted for? There's something that I still can't quite fit into the big picture.
This is neat. Hold on. This song is actually not half bad.
I don't have any actual evidence,
I thought not.
but that's because it's went missing and still is.
Missing? What do you mean by that?
In the complex puzzle that was this case, there is one piece that I keep getting stuck on, and that is the victim's cell phone. Franziska, you were waiting at the airport for a phone call from Agent Hicks' cell phone. Or at least that's what you told me.
That's right.
But Agent Hicks' cell phone could not be found at the crime scene.
You mean the killer took the phone with them?
Precisely. I suspect that if we were to find that phone, it would lead us to the killer.
Come on, get serious. If the victim fell to his death from that height, wouldn't his phone break as well?
We won't know that until we try a little experiment, will we? Franziska, I'd like to ask you for your assistance. You know the victim's phone number, do you not?
Of course I do. Call that nigga. Agent Hicks' phone. It's ringing from somewhere, sir.
I hear a detective. Now where is it coming from?
Is it in here? Is it gonna get louder if I get closer to it? Can I leave? Well, this has the fucking arrow up. Well, it got louder, so it's in here. The ringing's coming from somewhere in here, sir.
Leave no stone unturned, Detective Gumshoe. We must find it.
Lockers? The ringing's coming from in here, sir.
What? No, it can't be.
This has got to be the victim's cell phone. Just whose locker is this, sir?
It's Miss Tenero's.
What? March 12th, 4:28 p.m. Cargo hold. So, Mr. Edgeworth, how did it go? Where did you find the phone?
I found it in the flight attendant's room in Miss Tenero's locker.
I kind of wish that Miles would just lie right here and says, I found it in your locker. What? But Rhoda Tenero. I don't know anything about the phone. It wasn't me. Miss Von Karma, is it? I suggest you arrest Miss Rhoda Tenero right away.
Wait, I have a theory. This is related to the incident with the keycard. When the killer went to steal the keycard, they conveniently stashed the cell phone in Miss Tenero's locker at the same time.
This related to the keycard, all right. In the same way that we have zero proof that the killer did just that. The only voice that sings the truth is evidence. That is the one bird we cannot ignore.
What should I do? Franziska's right. I can't offer baseless conjectures at this point. Alright then, why did the culprit take the cell phone from Agent Hicks? Must have something very incriminating on or in it.
What now, Miles Edgeworth?
It's not over yet. We have yet to figure out why the killer took the phone.
What?
Inside this phone lies the final piece of incriminating evidence that will point us to our killer. We need to examine this phone in more detail.
Well, screen's fucked. Camera, question mark?
It's a camera lens. Come to think of it, I wonder, how exactly was Agent Hicks planning to preserve the crime scene of a smuggling? Franziska, I need you to confirm something. This cell phone, can it take pictures?
Mr. Edgeworth, I can't believe you don't know about this kind of basic stuff, sir. This looks like a very similar model to my own, and mine can take photos just fine.
Do you think Agent Hicks could have taken some pictures with this? In particular, pictures of evidence for his smuggling case? If so, I'd say there may be some very inconvenient photos here for our killer smuggler.
But the phone's all busted up, sir. Even a super prosecutor can't repair a broken phone.
I'll find a way, don't you worry about that.
Big yawn. Oh, fucking crap. Ah, fucking shit. Lamone scared the dog shit out of me. What's going on, Lamone? Subscribing for 2 months. Thank you for sticking with the family. Much appreciated, brother. May I go back to sleep now? The LCD screens on the inside and outside are broken, that's for sure. But that's also reason enough to believe that the killer wasn't able to erase the data. What?
What do you mean by that, Franziska?
It looks like our killer isn't very familiar with electronics. This phone still rang when I called it, meaning that only the LCD screens are broken. It's possible that the photos are still there, waiting to be accessed. All we need to do is transfer the data to my phone.
Franziska, your phone, if you please.
Very well. It's transferring. Alright, displaying it now. Oh.
This is...
Agent Hicks was most certainly trying to obtain some evidence for his smuggling case.
Hey, the Leaf Red's nowhere in the picture, sir.
But this has no meaning as a piece of evidence in this murder case, right?
Ouch, she's right. There's not much we can figure out about from this about Agent Hicks' killer, sir. Is this it? Is this the end? Is there really nothing in this photo we can use?
Is there something that we... The bed sheets, question mark? The suitcases, I would say maybe, but... Like, cause these would have to, these would have been shipped from Borginia, right? It says from Borginia to USA on them? Yeah, BOR to USA. So, this is before the refueling.
Boxes of bed sheets. These are still in the cargo. There's nothing unusual in particular, but I can't shake the feeling. Inside mind, I need to focus on what's different from now, back then.
So yes, this is before the refueling, so the statue isn't here. I mean, the statue isn't here, nor is the giant fucking box that says Zhangfa Express.
What's all this?
Why are you still here? Oh, they are cargo ship from Borginia to Zhangfa.
So the reason they aren't here now is that they were dropped off in Zhangfa. Mr. LeBlanc, can you tell me the contents of the boxes? Unfortunately, there is no English written on them anywhere.
One cluster of boxes is written in Borginia. It says it is cloth in English.
Cloth? Could it be? Is this where the kill?
Oh, that's where she got the fucking thing to wipe up the blood. There we go. Easy. What? What is for that scary face?
Miss Meal.
Yes?
It appears that Agent Hicks was no ordinary investigator. He left us with a piece of evidence after all. A striking piece that will point out who the killer is.
Ha! Maybe you shouldn't force your mistaken reading of a simple picture, Mr. Edgeworth.
The Borginian cargo in this piece of evidence point us straight to the killer.
Well, I mean, the Borginian box that had the Borginian cloth could not possibly not be related to the fucking Borginian cloth, could it? Dog, if that was gonna be wrong, I was gonna lose my fucking mind. And what is that supposed to prove?
The killer used this piece of cloth to wipe up the blood they had spilled. But there was one thing that bothered me this whole time. Where did it come from? And now I have finally found my answer in this very photo. The cargo that was unloaded in Zhangfa had cloth written on it. In Borginian, that is. And this is where the killer grabbed a piece from to clean up the blood with.
The Borginian case with the Borginian cloth links to the Borginian interpreter with massive Borginians. Yep.
That's right. The killer was someone who could read and understand Borginian. And the only crew member that fits that description is you, Miss Cammy Meal.
Ha, that's pretty flimsy. The killer probably searched through all the boxes looking for something to use. When you're frantic, you don't care if the box is in English or in Borginian. Well, no, because they would have just grabbed the fucking box of bed sheets, you dumbass.
Sorry, but I cannot agree with your assessment of the killer's indiscriminate nature.
What?
There was no need for the killer to tear through the boxes at random at all. And if the killer supposedly could not comprehend Borginian well, logically the killer would have opened this box first.
I will say the logic lines in this game are actually a little bit more impressive, the logic jumps that you have to make, than most of the Ace Attorney ones. It's quite literally, okay, here's this is why they couldn't have done it. Like, I can see somebody coming into this and being like, well, what's supposed to be, what else? I don't have any evidence. And not selecting bed sheets. I can see somebody doing that. But this is a decent logic jump. Hey, it says bed sheets in English right on the box, sir.
Precisely. And bed sheets would be perfect for cleaning up blood, wouldn't you say?
So what are you trying to say?
That if I were the criminal, this box of bed sheets would have been what I had opened first.
What I've spotted first, rather. However, the killer chose to use some Borginian cloth. Do you have an explanation for that?
The killer didn't want anyone to know that the real scene of the crime was this cargo hold. So they were afraid to leave signs that the box for the sheets had been opened. However, the Borginian cloth, well, that's a horse of a different color.
Because the killer knew that it was going to be unloaded in the Republic of Zhengfa.
That's right. This is why the Borginian cloth was used. And the only Borginian reader on board who could make such a calculated decision is you, Camille. You and you alone.
I don't know about you guys, but I would personally not let a murderer near me. I'm not trying to get murdered in my sleep. I mean, what's the statistic? Like, every year you walk by at least 16 murderers? Or some shit like that?
It would be very easy for us to confirm if any of the boxes were resealed. All we would have to do is contact the Zhengfa authorities in time. We may even find other evidence to incriminate our killer within those boxes. So what do you say, Miss Ming? Why not confess to your crime here and now? Or rather, you would wait to see what our investigation from Zhengfa would find out.
Got him. Bubble damage. So when niggas talk about Bubble not being a powerful attack in Pokemon, just look at that. He was Interpol. I couldn't stop it. I brought him here. He started taking pictures. I couldn't be found out. I was scared. I was in trouble. So you just shoved him off? What a dickhead. Hey, free my man Ackby Hicks. He ain't deserved that one. March 12th, 5:26 p.m., first floor lounge. She was fighting for her life. She literally pushed him while he wasn't paying attention. She wasn't fighting for shit. We finished making all the arrangements to take the suspect in, sir.
Very good, Detective. What about the smuggling route? Did she say anything about that?
They're taking it down to the precinct now. Hopefully we can get more out of her there. Whenever we even approached the topic, she just started foaming at the mouth. It was scary, sir.
She probably wasn't prepared to commit a murder all of a sudden. One thing for sure, the ring behind this whole mess means serious business. Looks like there's a lot more to this case than meets the eye.
Mr. Edgeworth, I just wanted to say how much I appreciated everything you did. Thank you very much.
It was nothing. In fact, I should be the one thanking you for your cooperation.
But truly, if it wasn't for you, I might not be here right now. Instead, I can continue to serve our passengers as a flight attendant. I hope that, well, please accept this as a token of my appreciation.
That's...
I see. You don't have to take it if you don't want it.
No, I mean, I would never turn down a lady's generous offer.
Oh, thank you. I hope it'll serve you well. And remember, we here at iFly Airlines are ready to serve, Mr. Edgeworth.
Thank you, I'll keep that in mind.
Now I must bid you farewell. May your skies be blue no matter where you go. I can't believe we wound up investigating the whole day, sir, but boy was it fun.
Speak for yourself, my day was filled with earthquakes, elevators, and false charges. By the way, where's Franziska?
Oh, she's filling out some customs paperwork for her departure.
Departure?
She's leaving already? Yeah, Miss Von Karma's always really busy, sir. She's been flying from country to country to chase down some leads regarding a case. What did she give Edgeworth? The suitcase. Or one of the suitcases, rather. I guess she can do that because they were going to get thrown out.
Detective, can you cancel the car I had you reserve earlier?
You got it, sir. March 12th, 5:47 p.m., Hope Springs Airport.
Franziska?
I thought I told you when you first landed. I have no time for idle chatter.
I have no intention of wasting your time. However, it has been a while since we last met.
I have no time for such familiar reminiscences. Just who do you think I am?
You are Franziska von Karma, a very proud prosecutor deserving of much respect.
Until only a little while ago, I was but a wretched mutt who was always losing to you. A dancing parrot living her life in the name and fame of her invincible father, Bill.
True, your father, Manfred von Karma, didn't lose a single case for 40 years as a prosecutor. However, I wouldn't say he was invincible.
What are you talking about? I fucking shot him. That's what I'm talking about. The group I'm on the trail of is a little more troublesome than most. The smuggling route we found this time is only one sliver of the big picture.
Sounds like a dangerous assignment.
You really don't have to worry. I can take care of myself.
Yes, I suppose you can.
Plus, there is another agent on this case with me.
Oh, another agent.
He's a star among the Interpol agents and has the highest successful arrest rate. Who knows? You may even run into him one day.
I was simply caught up in this one case. I hardly see why we would cross paths.
I suppose, but I doubt he would say the same.
I'm not following you.
You'll understand soon enough. The fight has only just begun, Miles Edgeworth. I'll be back in this country soon enough. And when I am, you can be sure I'll pay you back, in full. And just like that, she's gone, huh, sir? Thank goodness. I can finally rest easy, knowing I won't have to watch out for a whip.
Detective Gumshoe, I want to thank you for all your help and cooperation.
It was nothing, sir. I was just happy to be able to work with you again. I think I'm going to celebrate by adding a little extra salt to my instant noodles tonight.
So how much did you cut a salary by, Franziska? Detective, I was wondering if you might give me a ride down to the prosecutor's office.
Sure thing, sir. I'll even fly down the road in the patrol car if you want.
Don't make me remind you, Detective. Safety first. Thus, I solved the first case upon my arrival home. Franziska von Karma, the smuggling route she was after. The leaders of that ring had already put their trump card into play. And the players on the other side of this war, they would begin to make themselves known through this next instant. Edgeworth speaking.
Ah, finally. I called who knows how many times earlier, but I couldn't get through.
And you are?
Oh, have you forgotten my voice, Miles, my boy? No. He's not calling me from prison, is he? Oh, Mr. Fuck. Damn it. Son of a that's not Manfred von Karma. You motherfuckers.
Ernest Amano, correct?
So you do remember me. I know it's rather sudden, but I can't ask this of anyone else. There's been an incident, Miles. My son, he's been kidnapped. He said my boy, so I almost thought it was Grossberg, but he has no reason to be connected to Miles. That's good. Yo! That nigga looks sick. Hold on, I need to see the full fit. The Kidnap Turnabout. Good luck with Case 3. Most definitely nostalgia. I don't know how far ahead we're going to go, but I don't believe we're going to be doing the full thing. We'll probably be doing at least the first couple parts. At least. So let's go ahead and save. We'll probably just do the beginning and then stop there for the day. Dog. Look at him. That nigga's got a sick design. Hold on. Alright, let's go. The Kidnap Turnabout. March 13th, 10:11 a.m., multiple question marks.
It's time.
Don't worry, Mr. Edgeworth. I'll be following your every movement with my binoculars.
Good to hear. Now make sure you don't lose sight of me. I'm counting on you for backup.
You can count on me, sir.
I have to go. The kidnapper is supposed to contact me soon. Who would have thought that upon my return, I'd be thrust into a kidnapping case? And that I would be the one who would have to make the ransom drop-off.
Ah, he's using the suitcase.
Let's see, I checked that the money is all there, safe inside the suitcase. And all I have to do is await further instructions from the kidnapper, which I'm expecting to be transferred to my cell phone. I wonder who else is around. This is the meeting place, after all.
The Gatewater Land? Why did they adapt the blue badger as a mascot? Go home.
Oh, thank you.
And a big hello to you. I'm the Proto Badger. Nice to meet you. Proto B. Excuse me, but were you perhaps thinking of taking a picture of me?
A picture of you? Sorry, but I'm not interested.
Aw, that's too bad. Well, have a good day. I really hope it just says give the money to the Proto Badger. Who are you? You're not Ernest Amano.
Sounds like the kidnapper is using some sort of voice alteration device. I'm his representative, Miles Edgeworth.
Are you a cop? Nope.
No, I'm a prosecutor.
Hey, fair enough, he's not a cop.
I know what you are wondering, and yes, I have brought the ransom money with me.
I see. In that case, bring the money with you to the stadium.
So this person intends to see if I'm being followed, huh? Please, Detective Gumshoe, I really need you to come through for me this one time.
Alright. Governors.
Edgeworth speaking.
Next, come to the haunted house.
Just how long do you intend to have me wander around for?
That's for me to decide. You don't have much of a choice here, my friend.
I suppose not. I've arrived.
Go inside.
What a dismal place.
Edgeworth unfazed, by the way. That's it. Go through those doors.
Am I being watched from somewhere?
Leave the money and go. Now.
I was hoping for an exchange, but maybe I should do as they say now for now and not push it.
This upcoming part scared the crap out of me as a kid for no reason.
I couldn't catch even a glimpse of the kidnapper. Perhaps I should keep an eye on this haunted house until the police backup arrives.
Well, it's black. Who's about to sneak up on me? Is the badger? Yep.
It was a trap.
I really wish Miles just washed that nigga. March 13th, 11:23 a.m. Multiple question marks. That guy betrayed. No, can't be. Then the deal.
Who is that, and what are they talking about? Split. Police. Alright. In front of meet up. I can't move my body. I fear I may faint again. Where am I? How long was I out? It wasn't raining like it is now when I made the drop-off. This was supposed to be a simple affair.
Why didn't they tie his legs?
So why have I been taken hostage as well? I can only assume Detective Gumshoe lost sight of me at some point. The only reason I agreed to be the drop-off man is because of that phone call. It was Mr. Ernest Amano, the director of the powerful Zaibatsu, the Amano Group. But aside from that, I owe him a great debt of gratitude. His only son, Lance Amano, had been kidnapped. I know that Lance is already in his 20s, but I guess some things you never grow out of.
Zaibatsu Mishima? Hell sweeps? Alright.
I can't sit around waiting for someone to come help me. I must escape somehow.
Was that you making a funny sound?
Who's there, and how dare you laugh at a gentleman's plight?
Who the fuck?
Who are you? Are you one of the kidnappers?
A kidnapper? Me? No way. I'm not into such petty crimes. Nope, I'm after something much, much bigger. Miles is having absolutely none of it. Look at that brooch. Yeah, the three-legged raven.
Must be worn out from today's ordeal. Focus, Miles.
I forgot to introduce myself. Sorry about that. Ahem. Even in the depths of night, when no other bird dares to take flight, one alone soars to shine in the righteousness of the world's blight. And that one is me, for I am the great thief Yatagarasu.
Great thief? And she really claimed to be the Yatagarasu.
Oh, but my real name is Kay Faraday. Ah, okay, I've heard that name before. I've heard this name uttered. You can call me Kay, Kay? Good, glad that's settled.
Not quite. I have a mountain of questions for you. But first, if you would be so kind as to remove these ropes.
I wonder, should I remove them? I was actually having a lot of fun watching you make those silly faces. Hey, there's no need to get all mad and icy glary on me, you know? This rope goes through here, and there you go.
What a relief. I owe you my thanks.
It's okay. You can pay me back in full later.
Now then, what question should I start with? Unfortunately, I can already tell nothing is going to be easy with this cheeky girl.
The cheeky girl. Alright, great thief, right?
You call yourself a great thief, yet you are really a thief at all?
You doubt me? I get it. You think that a young lady like me couldn't possibly be such a big-time thief, right?
That's not the part I have a tough time believing.
I am the real genuine Yatagarasu, you know? Yup, I'm a pure-blooded great thief. It's a little something I inherited from my predecessor. Which is pretty much the motto of this game. Yeah, I've been told about Kay, but very minimalistically.
In that case, you wouldn't mind if I arrested you then, right?
What? Of course I'd mind. I haven't stolen anything yet. Seriously. I don't know how you can say such a horrible thing to your savior.
That's true. Technically, she hasn't stolen anything in front of me. Yet.
Yatagarasu.
When you say you're the Yatagarasu, do you mean that you're the Yatagarasu?
Yup. The most righteous of the righteous, the legendary great thief. But the title was only recently succeeded to me, so I haven't had a chance to steal anything yet as the second Yatagarasu.
I was not aware that the thieves could pass down their titles like that.
But don't worry, I've got some big plans in the works.
Big plans, huh? They wouldn't happen to lead to a big arrest, would they?
I knew it. There's just no reasoning with a prosecutor.
I'm not the problem here.
I'll have you know that the Yatagarasu has no interest in stealing petty trinkets. There's one thing and only one thing I want to steal.
Only one thing? And what would that be?
But that's gonna have to wait until we find our way out of here.
Well, at least there is one thing we can agree on. I'm sure I'll have plenty of time later to learn more about you.
So, you never told me what your name is, Mr. Prosecutor?
I guess not. I'm Miles Edgeworth.
Aha! Now I remember!
How can you remember something I just told you? But she sure is cheery.
Alright then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's get out of here.
It would seem that we are locked in from the other side.
What? No way! I don't hear you.
Kay, do you remember where you came in from, right? It looks like that may be our only way out of this room.
Whoops, slight miscalculation. That's a good height to make an entrance from, but I can't jump that high to make an exit.
I suppose we have no choice but to look around and see if we can't find another way out.
Isolation room, begin investigation. Alright. Is this my phone?
Isn't this my phone?
Okay.
It looks like it made it through the ordeal intact.
If only there was a way for us to contact someone on the outside.
But we do have a way right here.
There was a cell phone in here this whole time?
If I'm right, Detective Gumshoe should have contacted the precinct for backup by now.
Alright, quick, use a bamboo sword to clear it like Pecco. Yeah.
Mr. Edgeworth, sir, are you okay? I was so worried, sir. I'm fine. I was knocked unconscious for a spell by the kidnapper, that's all. I'm sorry, sir. I'm such a failure. If only I hadn't lost sight of you. Detective, we don't have time for this. Have the police set up a perimeter right now. You don't have to worry about that, sir. I already got the boys working on it. But in doing that, I sorta... What's wrong, Detective?
Sorry to butt in, but I'm afraid you're going to have to make do with me.
Who is this? Shilong Lang of Interpol.
A pleasure to speak with you, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard a great deal about you.
So why exactly is an Interpol agent like yourself involved in a domestic kidnapping case?
Don't sweat the details. A crime's a crime whether it's local or global scale.
Shilong Lang?
Besides, you're the one who's in the world of trouble.
And why would you say that?
Lang Zi says, the pack that runs together stays together. You catch my drift? You caused quite a ruckus by running blindly into a situation and then getting caught. You should have contacted the police from the very beginning.
I'm sorry that this happened because of a lapse in judgment. However, I humbly request that you please help me out of here post-haste.
Sorry, no can do.
What?
We're hunting the kidnapper now, and I haven't got any hands to spare. As I said, my pack moves as one. You're the one who wanted to go it alone, so good luck to you, Mr. Prosecutor. Bro, let me out, you dickhead! What the fuck kind of shit is that? Yeah, I know, you wanted to stop the kidnappers, but you got caught, so, I'm not gonna help. Like, what? Oh, and once we do catch the kidnapper, rest assured, we'll come find you. Eventually.
You...
What's wrong? Did you get cut off?
No, my phone ran out of power.
No way.
Doesn't matter anyway. We should try to get out of here through our own means.
Yeah, I have a name to live up to after all. If we put our heads together, I'm sure we'll find out a way. Or find a way out. Rather. Alright. Let's go ahead and find a way out. I would assume that we could just use this to jump up onto this, but knowing this game, it's gonna be like use the fucking sign or the fucking sunglass head somehow.
What is this?
It looks like the Bad Badger, and it's looking as bad as ever.
Looks like a costume head to me.
I guess it's the Bad Badger's The Bad Badger's costume is at the very least a two-piece, huh?
The real question is, why is only the head sitting out here on the floor?
Alright. Evidence. They're holding a blue badger,
They're holding a blue badger photo rally.
You didn't know that? Plus, it's not just the blue badger, it's his whole family too. Okay. If you manage to snap a shot of every family member of the family, you get a really posh prize. So, it's what? You have the blue badger, whatever, I assume pink badger, the proto badger, and the bad badger? Why does the bad badger gotta have sunglasses and a fucking goatee? That's not fair.
Well, there's a costume head sitting over there. Why not start with a picture of that?
You can't do that. That's cheating. There's only one of each badger in the park, so you have to work for it.
Speaking of badgers, there was one sitting against a wall in the haunted house.
Seriously? But somehow, I don't think that one counts, Mr. Edgeworth. You have to take pictures of the costume ones walking around the park. So those are the rules of this game. How quaint. Badger photo rally data jotted down in my organizer. Okay, so I think it's very obvious that the culprit has been wearing these motherfucking, what's the word? Bastard ass costumes, mascot costumes. There we go.
This is the beam I was tied to.
What's up?
I was pondering if perhaps we could make it over to and out the window if we climbed up this.
Good thinking. And if it's a climbing action you need, just leave it to me.
Thanks. This little hook looks like it may make for a good foothold. Up you go, Kay, and good luck.
Count on it. The great thief Yatagarasu spreads her mighty wings and takes to the skies. Here I go. Okay.
As I thought, this beam was definitely not made for climbing.
What do you mean, as I thought? I'm not your guinea pig, you know. Okay, well, fair enough. So... Alright, so what do we have in logic? Just the beam I was tied to, never mind. The scarf was being blown by depression. Perfect. I want to look at that, but I guess not. Man, why do they have to put the windows so high up anyway? How is a thief supposed to make her daring escape?
I suppose we can make our way out if we were able to climb up to the top of these lockers.
That's pretty clever. You'd make a good thief yet, Mr. Edgeworth.
Please don't ever place my name and the word thief in the same sentence again.
Let's see, I wonder if I can jump and grab the top of the locker here. Good hustle. Man, why do they make such a ginormous locker anyway?
Even if we wanted to use these lockers, we need some sort of foothold.
Okay. So, let's, why is this tarp on the fucking floor? Can I examine just the tarp? I don't want to examine the sign, I just want to... I want to fucking look at the tarp, damn it. Well, fuck it, let's look at the paint. Maybe we can use this paint to help us escape.
And what exactly do you have in mind?
We could paint help in really giant letters.
And who, pray tell, would see these giant letters? We're inside a building.
How about we light the paint on fire and send out colored smoke signals? Anyone who saw it would think about some crazy arsonist was about and call the cops. Actually, that might not be great for me, seeing as I'm a thief and all.
Let's try to find something other than this paint to use, shall we?
I really want to fucking pick this tarp up, but I don't know. I don't know if I can. We also didn't look at these, to be fair, I guess. Hey, there's something inside the bottom right box. I think it's a pink badger costume.
Pink badger?
You don't keep up with what's going on in the world, do you? In that case, you better stop me on the whole badger clan with this. The very first badger, the bad badger, a vile criminal with a gun? Jesus Christ. Blue badger, an ally of justice who keeps the peace. Pink badger, notice her unique peak bow. Think of it as a bible of all the things you ever need to know about the clan.
Whatever. I suppose I can keep it as a reference guide or something.
Blue badger bible data jotted down in the organizer.
I suppose this means that this is where they keep all the costumes.
It certainly looks that way. It looks like it's the badger's family home.
There are 8 boxes, but 7 of them are empty. Which means that 7 of the costumes are in use right now.
Alright.
But aren't these badgers the mascots of the police force?
Well, I heard that the police had a hand in sponsoring this theme park. Probably because the Gatewater Group owes the police from all the cases they've solved.
They have all the power of the state and they use it to make a theme park.
It's not just any theme park. They have a handcuff-shaped double-looping roller coaster.
That's quite enough. I'm feeling woozy from the thought of such a thing. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
I see a key.
And what have we here? Why do I feel a laser-like stare aimed right at me? Did you want to take a look?
Well, I don't mind if I do. Ooh, I see. Yes, this is definitely a key. I'm sure it's a key to something. Good job, Kay. You did it. It's definitely a fucking key there. You got us. Holy shit.
Something is what is relevant to my interest.
Like I said, Chris, she's just a little stupid. She does her best, I can tell. There's no way I have to look at all of these boxes, right? That would just be dumb. Alright. So, what else can we possibly... Well, we do have logic. We have more logic now. Alright, we have lockers in the tiny key, question mark? That could be bad. Wait. Able something somewhere in this room with this key? Well, hold on. Let's look around a little bit more, because there might be something I can... Because I don't know if these can open with a key or not. I still want to move the fucking tarp. Okay, no. Yeah, I figured as much. I really want to pick this tarp up. But obviously the game has a very specific fucking way to get out of here, right? You got anything for me, Kay? The kidnapping, I guess.
Do you know where the other person who kidnapped me went?
Well, after they locked you up in here, it sounded like they went into the next room.
I feel like I heard something as well, but it's all a haze in my mind. However, I do recall that the kidnapper was talking with someone. It was just guessed before, but I guess I really am dealing with two kidnappers here.
After that, they left. It almost seemed as if they were done with you.
I suppose that this is the case, as my kidnapping seems like an afterthought to the 1 million. Well, if they went...
Wait, so we were dropping off $1 million? That is brazy. Hold on. I've gotta look at something in mobile game. Oh, I guess it is a different name. Interesting.
Well, if they went into the next room, let's see what we can find out through the slot.
Alright, sick. Ooh, we can peer into the room where the kidnappers were from. We're in from there. Okay.
Won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
Steel chairs! Someone get the chairs! But there's a fucking hatch.
Is that what I think it is?
It looks like the kidnappers have an escape tunnel prepared just in case. That's awesome! They're like a bunch of great thieves themselves.
No, they're not, because I highly doubt they made the tunnel themselves. The floor panel was removed and propped up against the beam in a very specific way. I think this building was originally built with a basement or underground area.
Okay. So, we have this doorway as well.
There's a door on the opposite side that appears to be the same as this one, which would mean that I can probably assume that these two rooms are very similar in structure.
Okay, so if they're similar in structure, we move the tarp and now we can see the hatch. But I guess we need a logic to do that. Yeah.
This hook on the beam.
You know, I already tried, and there's no way I can jump up to this hook from this hook to the window. Come on, even you have to admit when something's just not possible.
I wasn't about to suggest that again, rather it's for a different purpose.
Really? Like what?
As you saw in the adjacent room, it's clearly for keeping the floor panel propped up, which means that there should be a panel in this room that we could open as well.
Oh, I get it.
We didn't notice its existence All this time because it was being hidden by this top.
Alright then, let's fold this thing up and see what's underneath. Now this is what I call a treasure. Tiny key. Wait. No. No. This must be another hidden entrance to the secret hidden basement. I totally smell treasure.
The scent I wish to smell the sweet fragrance of freedom.
Then what are you waiting for? Hurry up and open the hatch.
Alright.
I was hoping you would bamboozle yourself. Like, once I realized that there was nothing for me to open with the key just yet, I was like, maybe I shouldn't be in here. Aw, fiddlesticks. Now I key it. Tiny key. Underground entrance. Yeah, okay. Neat.
I believe you're up, Kay.
Huh? Why me?
Because we need to use the tiny key that you've taken quite a liking to.
Oh, gotcha. Just leave it to me. Also, the way her gloves look, I hate the fact that the bottom of them is flipped up, because it just makes it look like she's got a really big wrist. Like she's got a really long wrist, if you can see what I'm talking about. From the way her hand bends, it just looks like her wrist is like dumbass long. Oh, gotcha. Just leave that to me. I love the tense feeling of these moments when you're about to uncover something big.
I get the feeling of freedom would be much more satisfying about right now.
Alright, I got the secret door open, and now...
Wait.
Kay, are you fucking serious?
Are you alright? Kay.
I'm fine. The ladder just slipped is all.
Thank goodness she's alright. I about had a coronary.
There's a lot of really large machinery down here.
What about an exit?
It's really dark and cramped down there, so I really doubt there's an exit. I can't believe that happened.
You've only yourself to blame for leaping before you looked, you know.
No way, I mean, how was I supposed to know that the ladder is removable? Okay, so we prop the ladder up against the lockers then? Yep. Alright.
I figured out how we will escape this prison, Kay.
So how are we gonna bust out?
It seems that your reckless actions were of use after all.
Are you actually praising me?
More of a thank you for giving me an idea regarding this ladder.
The underground ladder? What about it? Well, it's a fucking ladder, Kay. Come on. That's almost an Athena-like exclamation. Oh, I see. If we use this... No, it's not a step ladder because it's not two-sided and it has rungs as opposed to steps. It's an actual ladder.
Yes, I believe it's long enough to reach the top of those lockers.
Well then, what are we waiting for? Investigation complete. We're free. All right, now we can get out of here.
Yes, we spent entirely too much time in here. Kidnappers who held me hostage and a mysterious Interpol agent. This case is only getting started, and I'll be the one to bring it around to a resounding end.
March 13th, 1211, Wild Wild West area. Will Smith's in the area. Please pop out from the... Oh, what? Yeah!
Looks like it stopped raining for now.
Yeah, and thank goodness. You had no idea how hard it was raining earlier. So now that you're 2 cases deep, how are you enjoying this game compared to the main series? It's a nice, interesting spin-off. I kind of miss the section of court cases, but it's decent enough. It's enjoyable. Like the mystery solving, I think, is the best aspect of these games. Which, I mean, granted, if you're not going to have a very extensive court phase, then the mystery needs to be really good, and it is. I would say there's a lot of actual Ace Attorney cases that don't actually make it to this level of presenting a mystery, and this game does a pretty decent job of that. So I would say, as far as that goes, Good job, spin-off game. You're doing a very, very good job. Mr. Edgeworth. Figured as much. I'm glad to see you managed to escape, sir. I was so stressed that I thought my heart was gonna give out. No trials is a huge minus, yeah. Cause like while I do enjoy getting people to like confess to crimes outside of the courtroom, having the dichotomy of a prosecutor and a defense attorney would have been really nice to see. Like even if it wasn't Phoenix, you could have created some throwaway defense attorneys for us to like kind of just beat into the ground. But it's actually it's still nice. Like it's like with the trial shit aside, the investigations are a lot more engaging, and there's like I would like to see these mechanics. I know they're Edgeworth's mechanics, but I would like to see them incorporated into a real game. You know, the logic system for combining pieces of evidence together to create a more solid like theory or piece of evidence. It feels really good. Tag team game where Edgeworth gathers the clues and Phoenix defends in court would be amazing. Yeah, to have like I think that's what they should probably do for the next mainline games would be to actually, you know, go in, combine all of the mechanics from every game, have an investigation phase that works like the investigation phase. Redundant, I know, but if you have that, then you go into a court area where it's like, okay, well now you have the insights, you have Apollo's find the nervous tick, you have the tell finding, you have your standard testimony, you have the mood matrix. It would be really nice to see all those come together in one game, because like I feel like all of these, like I would like to say mini games, but mechanics, all of these mechanics are really nice and really good, but I think that they kind of get separated a lot because they're tied to one person, right? And they all have really unique, cool things about them. Like Athena's mood matrix is really good because it requires you to think about how a person would genuinely feel in that situation and point out stuff that doesn't make sense. Apollo's is really good because it's literally finding somebody's fucking poker tells. Like, are you lying? What will show that you are lying right now? It's, if anybody's ever seen the, I can't remember what station it was on. If it was like NBC or Fox, I think it was Fox. It was a show called Lie to Me. It starred Tim Roth, and it got canceled, but it's a really good show. I would highly recommend checking it out. But it's essentially, imagine Apollo's finding somebody's nervous tick gimmick and making a whole show about that. It's it's like one of my favorite like crime slash like investigation shows, and it's really a shame that it ended up getting canceled because it was sick. It was a really good show. Like they're like, okay, but it like has basis in like actual psychology, and I heard that like it I heard there was like a big like reason why it got shut down was because every time they cut to commercial, they would show like instances of people using this tell while they were lying, and they started showing people like politicians, you know, where it's like, okay, well, here's how you could have found out this guy, like when Reagan was like, we did not give in to terrorist demands in exchange for weapons or for the release of human life, and that ended up being a lie. They ended up showing like a couple frames of his speech from that, where it was like, oh yeah, you see how he looks to his left here with his eyes, like subconsciously? Yeah, you could have told he was lying about that. So it's more based in psychology rather than just, hey, here's something you don't naturally do. And I would actually like super recommend that show. It's a very cool show. I was so stressed that I thought my heart was gonna give out. Detective Gumshoe, may I ask what in the world that is? Well, that's, Whoa. MIB? Count off? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 98, 99. Shifu. All 99 members are accounted for, sir. Oh. Okay, so this is, Alright, this is Shilong Lang then, okay. Shifu Shilong Lang? Right. So that's his name. What the heck do you think you're doing counting my cubs off like that? Every person is a valuable human being, you get me? And everyone has a name that their parents gave to them. No one is a 2 or a 3. Everyone, regardless of age or rank, is number 1. Got it? Shifu, Shifu.
You're Agent Lang, I take it?
You infidel, how dare you address our Shifu so rudely? Don't growl at the man, the fuck? Lang Zi says, a cub who disrespects others soon feels the disciplinary bite of an elder. So don't you ever forget to show the proper respect towards another person. Shina. This isn't much, but please accept my card.
Oh, thank you. Please accept mine in return.
You all see that just now? That is the proper way for two people to show their respect. Keep that in mind and you'll get far in life. Got it?
Ah, that's right. Franziska did warn me. Something about an elite Interpol agent from the Republic of Zhangfa. Apparently, this man has the highest successful arrest rate in the organization. Agent Lang, why exactly is an Interpol agent involved with this clearly domestic case?
That's none of your business, Mr. Prosecutor.
How is it not?
I've heard a rumor or two about you. You solved a murder that occurred during your flight home recently, right? Ha! But you sure took a while just to arrest that one little flight attendant. How? It took me less than a day. You lower your fucking voice. How dare you say that about Mr. Edgeworth? Are you saying you could have solved it faster, pal? The comedic relief jumps to the aid of his master. How cliche. Look, what I'm getting at is that if I had been there, no one would have died. How? I would have solved the entire case and Agent Hicks would still be with us here today.
Agent Lang knew yesterday was the victim of Agent Acme Hicks.
Hicks was like a brother to me, so now I'm out to take my revenge.
Agent Hicks was investigating a smuggling ring with Franziska in a third person. This must be the man she was talking about. In that case, you should understand how I feel, as the kidnapper is someone I know. So I ask that you. This isn't your neatly trimmed courtroom of Eden, you know. You're out in the wilderness now, Mr. Prosecutor, and way out of your league. No hard feelings, but why don't you go back to your courtroom now, pretty boy? You dare mock the court?
I do, and I don't need the help of a filthy prosecutor. Sorry, but the truth doesn't need the likes of you to distort it today.
Who used the adjective filthy to describe a prosecutor? And why? Why do I feel such an intense loathing emanating from you?
Alright, men, good job on the perimeter around Gatewater Land. Now just find me the kidnapper and bring the punk to me. Dismissed. Sir. And there they go. Now then, Mr. Prosecutor, just sit tight here and don't cause any trouble. Understand?
Wait.
Mr. Edgeworth.
It's been a while since I last met someone so disagreeable. Why of all places did he show up here, and completely out of the blue at that? I suppose I'll have to ask Detective Gumshoe to fill me in on that.
No one's with me thus far. Hey, bud. And that's not what I was looking at, or trying to look at.
They almost look like they're ready to jump out into the real world and gallop away. Almost being the key word.
There we go, talk. No. Not the song. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
That wriggling. I just can't bring myself to call it dancing.
Get me out of here. Get me the fuck out of here. Ed, save me.
Great job, detective.
Sir. Song is actually Vaseborn PTSD. I don't like that song. Keep that song very far away from me.
For losing sight of me and the kidnapper and allowing my investigation to be hijacked.
Sir.
I look forward to your next month's salary assessment.
But the case isn't lost yet, sir. I'm gonna show you just how much of a man Dick Gumshoe can be.
Shall I prepare the 21-gun salute now or later?
That's fucked, but okay.
Detective, are you sure it was for the precinct that you called for backup?
Of course, sir. I think I would know the number to my own precinct like the back of my hand.
And why did an Interpol agent show up instead with an army of his own agents?
That I have no idea. About 5 minutes after I made the call, that Wolfman showed up out of nowhere, sir. I ended up caving and had my dad do it. This is a long ass time ago, of course. Dog, that fucking jar lighting up was the worst thing because I am almost 99% certain I had it like almost dead on the money the first time. And then the second time, and then the third time, and then the fourth time, and then the fifth time, and then the sixth time, and then the seventh time, and then the eighth time. But no, it didn't like agree with me. And then I don't remember who it was. I don't know if it was Enrage or somebody else. They had to go get a fucking picture of how it was supposed to be solved and put it in chat. And I was like, that I was right. I was centimeters off. Yeah, exactly.
Agent Lang definitely has an agenda, so the question is, what is he after?
Mr. Edgeworth, I was wondering if I may ask about one thing, sir.
Yes, what is it?
Who is that? That girl over there. I'm Mr. Edgeworth's assistant, Kay Faraday.
What? Funny, I don't recall making you my assistant, Kay.
Yeah, I'm Mr. Edgeworth's assistant. Me. It's been like that since forever. Sorry, but I just stole your supporting role. How can you say something so serious with a giant grin on your face, pal? Mr. Edgeworth, we've got a thief on our hands, sir. She stole my role. I'm taking her in, getting her convicted, and make sure she serves out her sentence. Oh, come on, it'll be fun. You better, like musical chairs, you better stay fast on your feet. Like, her hands just seem too long from where they bend. The gloves just, it doesn't seem natural. It seems like she has an extra, like, fucking 3 inches on her fucking wrist to her fingers. Like, where the knuckles at. I missed most of 6-3, but the part I was referring to was when they say pinpoint where he was standing on top of the mountain area. Oh, well, I mean, that was pretty easy because you find the parachute there. No way. I won't. I will not lose the spotlight to you, little girl. Dog, why are you pissed? Just calm down. And as you done it, he was near where the stairs at. Talk. Man, I can't calmly do any stealing with that detective around.
I suppose it's not easy when there's this many members of the law enforcement in the vicinity.
It's alright. It's not like I'm in a hurry to steal any just old anything.
Which is it? Do you plan on stealing something or not? Quite a mystery, this one. Maybe I should talk with her a bit more.
Oh, so what are you going to do about your investigation into the kidnapping?
Good question. Since Agent Lang holds the authority to investigate this case now, this makes things a bit more complicated.
Oh, come on. You can't let that stop you. I'll even lend you a hand, so let's go.
But you're a self-purported great thief, are you not? I don't believe I can let someone of an unlawful nature participate in an investigation.
You don't like to listen, do you? I'm not just any ordinary great thief. I'm the Yatagarasu. And as I said earlier, the Yatagarasu is after one thing and only one thing. Alright?
What is this one and only thing that you're after?
The Yatagarasu is interested in one thing, and that is the truth.
I see.
Oh no, here we go. Here we fucking go. It was 7 years ago.
There was a vigilante who threw the business world into a panic. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatagarasu appeared and vanished at will. Though we still don't know much about the thief's ultimate goal, we do know about the targets. The Yatagarasu like to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. Once a target was chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement was sent.
Isn't this the same exact text that we got the first time? Leaving the mark of the three-legged Ragavan? Yeah.
Looking back, I suppose you could call what the Yatagarasu was stealing the truth. Could this child really be the successor to the original Yatagarasu? But that can't be, can it?
Lance! Lance! Where are you, son? What a theme. It's nice and aloof. Okay.
Mr. Romano?
Oh, Miles, my boy. I'm sorry to involve you in such an affair just after you've returned. Dog, I thought he only had that one stack of cash. I just looked to his fucking waistband. Why does he have a money bandolier? The fuck is going on?
For you, Mr. Romano, I gladly offer my assistance. After all, I have you to thank for how well things turned out during my time abroad. If it wasn't for you, I might have not been introduced to that law office, not had the chance to study the inner workings of another country's judicial system.
No, no, no. Think nothing of it. As you know, Manfred and I go way back. I consider a beloved disciple of his to be like one of my own blood. If you ever want to go overseas again, you need only to ask. I can use my company's vast network to send you anywhere at any time. So who's the old man?
He is the father of the currently kidnapped Lance Armano, Ernest Armano.
Now then, have you found Lance yet, Miles? Please, I miss my poor boy dearly. You ever been so distressed you ever just start counting money?
I'm terribly sorry, but your son's whereabouts remain unknown, Mr. Armano.
Ooh, hold on there. Then what happened to all that money?
I believe that the 1 million has been stolen, and that the culprits are now on the run.
What? Poor old man. Don't you have anything you could give him to cheer him up, Mr. Edgeworth?
Forgive me, Mr. Romano.
You ever got so much fucking money you just start wearing it? Yeah, like, this guy is sick. And not the good kind of sick. It's the makes me want to throw up sick. Like, there is no need for you to have all this money.
I was wondering if you could please tell me the details of the kidnapping one more time.
Oh, it was yesterday. A call came to the house. From the receiver came the sound of my son. Help me, Daddy.
I know this is tough, but please stay with me here, Mr. Romano.
You don't understand. He hasn't called me Daddy in ages. It was incredibly moving. I wish I had recorded him saying that.
You definitely should have recorded that conversation, but not for the foolish sentimentalities of an old man.
Alright, Lance Amano.
Refresh my memory, what kind of person is Lance again?
How will telling you about Lance help you get him back?
Surprisingly, a lot can be deducted from a person's relationships and behavior.
Very well then, Lance is my one and only son, and he turned 21 this year. He is very much like me when I was his age. Very kind and very attractive. I'm sure women simply can't... So he's gonna be ugly as shit then?
Is there anything else about him that you noticed of late?
Now that you mention it, I haven't been able to get in contact with our butler, Oliver.
Your butler?
Yes, his name is Oliver Deacon. Surprisingly, not a lot of pun names in this game I'm noticing. We got Jock Sportsman and we got Chamomile, that's about it. He gets along so well with Lance, so I thought maybe he would know where my son is.
Mr. Romano, could you please tell me a little bit more about your butler, Mr. Deacon?
As a butler, he's outstanding. He even serves as Lance's personal private tutor. He took a brief leave recently, but even after it was over, I haven't been able to reach him.
So you still haven't spoken with him since his leave? What about his friends and family?
They said they hadn't seen him either. I've tried everything I could think of, Miles. Do you think this could have something to do with Lance's kidnapping?
It's possible, but I can't say anything for sure quite yet. So even the person closest to the victim has gone missing. Oliver Deacon. Sounds like one name I'd better keep in mind. Detective Gumshoe.
Well, first things first. Go ahead and switch tabs. Okay, so we have Lance that we haven't seen before. We have Ernest. Oliver Deacon. Sheena. Okay, this is Lang's. This is the lady in the fucking Keepow that we saw next to fucking Shifu, Shilong Lang. 27. Did I give an age? No, just double question marks. Right. Everyone back up. She claims to be the Yatagarasu, but... Alright.
Detective Gumshoe.
Yes, sir.
Let's begin our investigation. Even if that Interpol agent holds the authority to head this investigation, we can't allow ourselves to stand idly by twiddling our thumbs.
I'm with you 100%, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. I, Dick Gumshoe, pledge to stick by your side through thick and thin.
Mr. Amano, it was my fault that the culprits escaped, which is why, with your blessing, I've had to return Lance to you myself.
Oh, I've never seen you so passionate before, Miles. Good luck to you, my boy. Alright, well, what are you waiting for? Let's do some investigating. If you think I'm losing to you, pal, forget it. Begin investigation in the Wild Wild West area. So, what should we examine first?
Thanks to Agent Lang, we can't leave this area. But the culprits were here until only very recently, which means we may be able to find some clues that tell us how they escaped.
Okay, let's get looking. Hey, you there. Oh, me? What are you doing goofing off in a place like this? I wasn't goofing off. I was about to help Mr. Edgeworth kick off his investigation. You imbecile! All precinct detectives are now under Agent Lang's direct command. No way! I'm not working for Wolfboy. Mr. Edgeworth, can't you do something?
I'm not exactly in a position to argue, seeing as how you are a member of the police.
Good, now let's go. No! Boy, I've just got the job for someone of your talents. Well, that was exciting.
Okay.
What, can't you tell I'm all ready to get down and do some detective work?
You should go home. Your parents must be worried about you.
Oh, come on. I finally get to be your assistant and you try to ditch me?
I don't recall offering you the position.
Why do you have to be so difficult? Besides, it's already too late, you know. Like I said, I've already stolen the position of assistant a while back.
You're the only one asserting that.
Well, by the time anyone notices, it's already gone. That's the Yatagarasu way.
You shouldn't speak so lightly of things you know nothing about.
Fine, whatever, you win. Just go ahead and do your little investigation. But the talented assistant Kay is going to tag along no matter what you say.
And if she turns out to be useless, she's still not going to listen to me. I might as well surrender and let her come along for the ride.
Alright, so we just have Kay with us now.
It's a set of tire tracks originating from the garage.
So that means that a car left from the garage at some time, right?
Correct, but for the car to leave these tracks, it would mean that they left during the passing rain. That's the only explanation as to why these tracks are made of mud. These treads. We can also safely assume that it's a special type of car.
What, like 3 tires? Alright, so we got tires and footprints. That's pretty much it. Hey, there's a bunch of footprints in the mud over here.
I remember hearing rainfall outside was being held in there.
Yep, it was just a passing rain. That's why the ground has pretty much dried up.
I should be thankful. It left us with some nice footprint samples.
You know what? I bet if we follow them, we can find out where the kidnappers went. Plus, we'd be able to spot them out because of their muddy shoes.
I don't think it will be that easy.
Why not?
Look carefully, there are quite a different few sets here. And we don't know which ones belong to the kidnappers.
Oh, that's true. We don't know what kind of shoes they were wearing. Alright, so. Who should we talk to? Oh, clicked off the fucking game window. Where the fuck? I still want to talk to the fucking Blue Badger, though. I don't want to hear that theme song, but... God fucking damn it. Hey, it's the Blue Badger. Badger, get.
I really don't understand why she's so excited over this badger hunt. Speaking of badgers, there's a person inside of there. Mr. Badger, I wonder if you might share with me what you saw.
Take the fucking helmet off, let me talk to you, dickhead.
He's doing that contorted, wriggling dance again.
Aha! Wait. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. 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 How are you here? No. Why do you keep popping up? Ah, you've uncovered my identity, sir. I was to remain under that head, sir.
Aren't you Officer Meekins?
Sir, Mike Meekins reporting for duty, sir.
This man was a witness in one of the cases I headed 2 years ago. About the only thing I remember about this officer is that he often spoke and acted before he thought, which gave me a great deal of headaches.
Is he a friend of yours, Mr. Edgeworth?
I've met him in the courtroom once before. Why was he so upset about when we unmasked? Does he have something to hide?
What's going on, Mike Meekins?
Officer Meekins, why are you standing here wasting time?
Sir, because right now I'm not a police officer, sir. I'm the Blue Badger. And I'm creating memories and dreams for kids. That's never a waste of time, sir. I have a dream to become as big as Detective Gumshoe, sir. I was patrolling a scorchingly boring beat until a little while ago, when the dispatch radio on my shoulders crackled that the kidnappers had escaped, sir. I thought maybe this was my shot at making detective, sir. I rushed over to join in, but when I got here, there was a sea of people already, and I couldn't spread my trademark friendliness and joy onto anyone.
It would seem that some people never change. So why exactly are you in that ridiculous outfit?
Sir, that's because, sir, I'm here to keep the visitors in good spirits, sir. But it's also to hide the fact that I'm an officer of on the trail of a kidnapper, sir.
I see. Agent Lang is very wise to employ this sort of diversionary tactics.
To be handed the role of the Blue Badger out of all the different disguises, sir, it's such an honor.
Any clues? How long have you been standing there, officer?
Sir, for about 1 little hour, sir.
That's about the time I woke up from being knocked unconscious.
And I've been here ever since, sir. See, all I wanted to talk to this person, and I just wanted to figure out if this fucking mascot was standing here for such a long time. I just didn't want to know that it was Mike Meekins.
If that's true, then it's possible Officer Meekins saw the kidnappers escaping.
However, sir, I must tell you that I didn't see a thing, sir.
I haven't asked you anything yet, officer.
Oh, no, but I know you will, sir. I told you that the salute looked familiar. I wasn't paying attention. I thought it was just a standard fucking police procedure pursuit, or salute, rather. Didn't expect it to be Mike fucking Meekins. Because the characters that they've given, like, a little bit of cameos to, like, for example, Winston Payne and Salmonella, they've kind of just been, like, there for a minute, and then they just go away. I didn't expect a full sprite of Mike Meekins in the Blue Badger outfit.
He's hiding something from me. Officer Meekins, I insist you tell me more about your recent movements.
Sir, I've been playing the Blue Badger this whole time, sir, and getting into it, too. I patrolled the park all while wearing this costume. About 1 hour ago, sir, I came over here, sir. I haven't seen any suspicious-looking people. Well, you know, Mike is alright with me this time because he doesn't have the fucking air horn. He doesn't have the fucking megaphone on him. He's fine. He's fine right now. Until he pulls out a megaphone. I haven't seen any suspicious-looking people this whole time, sir. But I did see a badger, sir. A lone blue badger.
What you said just now is contradictory to the facts.
How so, Mr. Edgeworth?
This is what Officer Meekin's testimony contradicts.
Well, there couldn't have been a second Blue Badger.
Take that!
Officer Meekins, let's back things up. I'd like to ask you about your last statement.
Of course, sir. If that's your wish, Mr. Prosecutor, this little patrolman will wait as long as I am commanded to wait.
You said that you saw a Blue Badger, correct? And yet, if you take a look at this, what you saw was not supposed to happen. This park is supposed to have only one of each badger in it at any given time. Which means that as long as you are the Blue Badger, Officer Meekins, you should not have seen another Blue Badger wandering the premises.
Sir? That would mean there are 2 Blue Badgers walking around. But why? Neat. Alright. Alright. So. Seems about fair. Now. We do have... Okay, let's go ahead and go into logic and see what we have. Alright, costume, second Blue Badger. I thought the footprints were gonna connect, but obviously the fact that there's costumes and there's a second Blue Badger connects a bit better.
Clearly, the true identity of the person underneath is...
Oh, I know, it's one of the kidnappers, right? The person who wore a costume to get away. Costume to escape. And now we can match that up with the what footprints. Or, excuse me, the wet footprints.
Precisely. After all, the costumes that went missing from the storage area are
a Blue Badger, a Proto Badger, and a Bad Badger.
Yes, those 3.
So those 3 phony badgers are running around somewhere in the park, huh? Stolen costumes data jotted down in my organizer. Whoops, clicked off the fucking screen again. Alright, what kind of shoes? Costume to skate.
Now that we know that the kidnappers were wearing badger costumes, those footprints from earlier take on a new and very significant meaning.
Oh, you mean now we know which tracks belong to the kidnappers, right?
Yes, more than shoe prints, we need to follow the paw prints of the badgers.
Okay, Mr. Edgeworth, it's time to use those footprints and go badger hunting. So we're looking for footprints made by a costume. Hey, I think I found them. There are 2 sets here.
They both do look like possible candidates.
This set is walking off to the west. It just stops. I can't make heads or tails of where it's headed from here.
I think we can assume it's headed toward the stadium.
I wonder where the other set leads. This one seems to be headed east. Let's go, Kay. Huh? Quick, Mr. Edgeworth, I've got him. It's one of the... Why are you shadowboxing? There's no reason for that. You could have animated anything, but it's her shadowboxing. She's fighting her demons. Whatever, man. All I'm saying is it's dumb. No! I'm not a kidnapper, sir!
Down K. Clearly, those footprints belong to Officer Meekins.
I told you just a little stupid? Yeah, a little is an understatement. Just a little bit. Alright.
But our criminals were each wearing a costume.
Maybe they came over to this garage for something.
That's what I would suppose. We need to examine the garage.
Sir! Roger Wilco, sir! Is he going to open the garage for us? Or I guess we can examine the garage.
Let's open the shutter and see what we find.
Maybe we'll find the kidnapper hiding inside. Ah! Is it a body? A body has been discovered!
What in the... We seem to have stumbled across a dead body.
Is that fucking, is that Oliver Deacon?
Now then, who is this man?
It's all, yep, okay. Well, the butler can't have done it now.
Mr. Amano, are you saying that this man is...
Yes, he's my butler. How could something like this have happened?
Indeed, and why was Mr. Deacon here to begin with? I better investigate this crime scene quickly before Agent Lang or his men return. Kidnapper's footprints lead right into this garage, and right to a dead body. Is it possible that one of the kidnappers is now a murder victim?
Was he stabbed, shot, question mark?
From my cursory examination, I believe this man died of a fatal bullet wound.
Shot, okay. Alright, preliminary findings jotted down in my organizer. You sure are calm for someone who just found a body?
It's surprising what one can become accustomed to in the span of 2 days. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
Really getting a lot of use out of that line.
This is an unusually shaped pendant.
What is it? Is it something valuable?
She seems to have regained some of her composure.
It looks like a horse pendant. Hold on, this is made of platinum silver. Nice! It is worth something after all. Oh, and look, there's something written on the back. Colin Deveray. It's a nice name.
Colin Deveray. But this man's name is...
Okay. So we have pseudonyms going on. Let's look at the bullet wound.
As long as that Interpol agent has control of this case, I'm not going to be able to have a real autopsy done on the victim. I'm no doctor, but let's see what I can piece together myself. There are 2 gunshot wounds, one in his abdomen and one in his shoulder.
So that means he was shot twice?
No, I don't think so. I think the abdominal one is the entry wound, and the one near the shoulder is the exit wound.
If that's the fucking entry... Okay, well, no. That could just be dark red blood, but I was thinking the darker spot of the fucking... of the wound was like the bullet hole. And if that's the fucking entry wound, the fucking exit wound had to be massive. But it could just be darker blood. Nice, I knew you could figure it out.
Comes with experience, and I've seen my share of crime scenes. Speaking of experience, this crime scene seems a bit too clean for a murder where the bullet went clean through. I should make a note of this oddity.
Alright. Preliminary findings have been updated. Alright. So. We know that his name is not fucking Colin Deveray. We know that his name was Oliver Deacon.
There's something not right about the name on the pendant. The victim is the Amano family butler, and his name is Oliver Deacon, but the name on the pendant is Colin Deveray.
I wonder what's up with that.
I don't know, but I think we've hit upon an important piece of information.
Mr. Deacon's pendant, data jotted down in my organizer. Oh, that was pretty fast. Lance, where are you, sweetie? Girlfriend?
Excuse me, but you are...
Oh. Does she have a fucking ring pop on? Oh, this is bad. He's really good looking. Stop it, Lauren. Can't let yourself fall for a playboy like him. You're in love with... She belonged to the streets! Sounds like someone doesn't know the meaning of the phrase inner monologue, huh?
Well, sorry to interrupt your conversation, but might you be a friend of Lance?
Yes, I'm Lance's girlfriend. My name is Lauren Pops. Fuck. It really is a ring pop! Man, fuck!
His girlfriend?
Oh, it's not like that. We're more like friends, and we're not lovers or anything. We haven't gotten that far yet. But I guess that's how people are gonna see it, so I should just accept it. I even got this ring as a present from Lance. You know what she reminds me of? A cartoon character. Well,
May I inquire as to why you are here?
I haven't been able to get in contact with Lance lately, and I began to get really worried. I looked everywhere for him, and then I heard about the kidnapping, so I came here. Wow, you're really strong for having made it through all this by yourself. Is it true? Has Lance really been kidnapped?
No one is supposed to know, but yes, it's true.
Oh, Lance, I can't believe you've been spirited away. I wonder how you're doing right now. Looks like she's gone back to the fair maiden love routine. So, Mr. Edgeworth, where do we go from here?
Well, we found a body, so we should look into the murder.
What's up, y'all? Oh, okay. So I thought I was tripping when I saw the white lines earlier, but no, they're just part of his glasses. God damn it. My man brought me up to speed over the radio. And I have to say, you really should have called. I heard you found something very intriguing.
I have nothing to hide, Agent Lang. It's exactly what you see before you.
Yeah, I'll take it from here. Yep, that guy's really dead. Hey, you waiting for an invitation? Hurry up and detain the suspect now.
Suspect who?
Ah, fuck. Officer Meekins, is it? You're coming with us. What? Sir, I had nothing to do with it, sir!
Agent Lang, don't you think you're being a bit rash? Do you even have a good reason to suspect Officer Meekins?
I leave that kind of stuff to you prosecutors. It's your job, after all. Like I said earlier, the crime scene isn't as forgiving as your precious courtroom.
That's your answer.
I know you're like your logic and reasoning, but that sort of impractical fluff is not needed out here in the field. All you have to do is arrest suspicious person after suspicious person. That's how you eliminate crime from the streets.
It's also precisely how you will necessarily arrest innocent people by mistake.
Innocent people? Nonsense. There's no such thing as an innocent person. We've all got a blemish or two in our hearts.
That's tyranny. I won't allow such a thing to go unchecked before my eyes.
Too bad you don't call the shots around here.
As I have sworn to uphold the laws of this land, I cannot allow you to take this man in. That you would arrest a man on false charges without even conducting an investigation? Have you no honor as a member of law enforcement?
You, how dare you speak so disrespectfully to our Shifu? Hold it. You amuse me, prosecutor. Lang Zi says every pack has its own rules. If you can play by the rules and come out on top, that is a true victory. Alright, I'll give your beloved laws a fair shake. I'll show you just how much investigating I've done. Through my line of logic. Argument. Shi Long Lang's logic. Let's get it. I've seen a lot of bodies like the one being carted off in my time. I can say he was shot in a single glance, but even you had to figure that much out, right? With your current gun laws, it's not exactly easy to get your hands on a gun. Not unless you're a member of law enforcement like Officer Meekins. Isn't that right? I mean, we have to check his gun, right? If his gun has been fired, then yeah, but if not, then we're good.
That is your reasoning?
Solid as a rock. It's based on the philosophy of detainment. What's this philosophy of detainment? You don't know? In that case, pay attention, girly. In my country, the criminals have a saying, beware of the wolf.
Why the wolf?
Because in my language, Lang means wolf, and you don't mess with me or my pack. And as for the detainment philosophy, its father is my honorable ancestor, Lang Zi.
You think I'd have heard of him in his teachings if he is that famous?
Scroll. Lang Zi developed it as he worked to lock criminals away thousands of years ago. To this day, the Zhangfa police still trains its recruits using his philosophies. But thousands of years ago? That makes your story about as believable as a fairy tale.
Huh, anything wears down and breaks over time.
Dog, Kay's fucking smug sprite with her arms folded, eyebrow raised. It's not even really smug, it's more like, are you fucking serious? It's kind of like non-believing sprite. Skeptical. That's the word I'm looking for. Skeptical sprite.
Do you really believe something as ancient as that can be applied to today's world?
You want to put it to a test? Alright. So. Okay, I didn't mean to click that far ahead, but okay. I thought there was another one. I don't get it, Mr. Edgeworth. Why are you putting yourself on the line for Mr. Meekins?
It's not that I particularly care about what happens to Officer Meekins.
What?
However, I simply can't stand by while Agent Lang ignores our country's laws. Shi Long Lang, just what sort of investigator are you?
Alright. Press.
If that's the case, there are plenty of other officers who might be potential suspects. You're not seriously going to arrest each and every one of them, are you?
As if I would need to. I've already looked into everyone else here.
Oh?
Other than Officer Meekins, I know no one else's weapon has been fired.
How did you check every single person's weapon in such a short span of time?
That's because each and every one of my subordinates is extremely capable. It didn't take more than a few minutes to conduct the entire investigation.
The power of... the power of sheer numbers. But you have yet to check Officer Meekins' weapon, correct?
Thanks for reminding me. Hey you, show me your gun. Oh! Don't tell me it's missing. Don't tell me you lost it. Don't tell me you don't have it on you.
What's wrong?
Gun!
What did you say?
I can't hear you. Stop mumbling and spit it out already. Sir? Sir? I lost my... son of a bitch. Meekins, come on. Why are you like this?
How could you be so irresponsible?
In the end, it looks like you're still the only suspect we've got. You're the one who waited outside this garage to ambush and kill the victim.
So you think that Officer Meekins waited here to kill the victim, do you, Lang? I think this little accusation deserves a little more scrutiny.
Officer Meekins ambushed the victim in this garage and killed him here with his gun. Well, the body was brought here. There's no fucking blood. Surely you should have figured that out.
Unfortunately for you, Agent Lang, that is simply not possible.
What do you mean?
You've seen the crime scene for yourself. And while you were looking, did you not think it to yourself that it looked a little too clean?
Why'd you strike a fucking fighting stance? Mike Meekins would wash you, nigga. Stand down.
So you did not notice that there was too little blood? Do you still wish to claim that Officer Meekins committed the murder here? Because this isn't the crime scene, and if it was your men who led you to think it was, then I suggest you leave this case to the local police and set the record straight.
Not bad. I see your logic can be just as sound as mine. In that case, let me ask you this. Don't you think that it's weird that an officer was hanging out around here in the first place?
Weird? How so?
Hey you, your squad's not even supposed to be in this area, right? What were you doing neglecting your duties and loafing around here? Don't you dare give me some lame excuse like, I found myself taking a walk. But sir, I really did take a walk, sir. You're a disgrace. How dare you take your pack obligations so lightly?
Officer Meekins is looking extra meek. Is he hiding something?
The fact that this guy is really into the wolf gambit, I don't fuck with. Gonna be honest. Shit's kinda lame. Mr. Edgeworth, please, sir. Save me the way you did earlier. Please, sir.
Officer Meekins, please give us a detailed account of what happened.
Sir, not you too. Mike, please. It's true, sir. I wasn't assigned to this area, sir. I was told to check every square inch of the main gate area, sir. I also went looking for the kidnappers while selling dreams in the Blue Badger mobile, sir. But I got completely caught up in my role selling dreams to the children, sir. Before I knew it, I found myself here in this area, sir. Okay, so Blue Badger mobile? Oh, well, I mean, we're gonna ask about it anyways. It's a moving store on wheels that sells sweet dreams and merchandise, sir. It's a three-wheel vehicle. That makes sense. So did you bring it back here? What's the deal? Because there's one set of tracks. So the Blue Badgermobile is just a roaming souvenir shop? I like how also that she Long is not said shit about Kay being right next to us. It's like not who's the kid, what's the kid doing here? Is she your partner? It's just yeah, no, I'm arresting this nigga. Sir, I swear I was chasing the kidnappers down while being a good dream merchant.
He seems rather worked up, even more than his usual hyperactive self.
He sure seems sure of what he's saying.
Can't you try to calm down more and lower your voice to a more reasonable level, officer?
Sir! Roger, sir! Meekin's testimony. Alright. Alright. So, where is the Blue Badgermobile? Discovered in... Oh. Was parked inside the... Okay, so no, he parked it before... He parked it before the rain started.
Officer Meekins, I would appreciate it if you didn't tell such transparent lies.
Sir? I'm lying, sir?
Yes, you are. If you were really out there selling dreams with a Blue Badgermobile until recently, then what is it doing here inside the garage?
Mike, please. Actually, I had just lost track, sir.
Lost track of what?
By the time I realized it, the Blue Badgermobile was nowhere to be found, sir.
Which would mean it was perhaps stolen.
Mike, there is no way you lost your gun and the car you were supposed to be working in. And that's when I came back to this area, thinking maybe it was in the garage, sir. But that's when you found me, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. A likely story. Who do you think is going to buy such a convenient tale as that?
And what exactly is so convenient about his story?
The car getting stolen is completely unbelievable, even for a cover story. But I think we can assume the car was used all right, to move the dead body. What? You killed the victim at some distant location, Officer Meekins, and then you used the Blue Badgermobile to transport it all the way here. Now then, you're coming with me. But it wasn't me! Sir, the killer, sir! It wasn't me, sir!
Agent Lang, wait.
What do you want now?
We still don't know where the real scene of the crime is. You can't say we know all the facts of this case, let alone the truth.
I told you, truth schmooth, I couldn't care less. Our job is to catch the crook. You'll find out your precious truth after we arrest this guy and take him in. That's the job of That's the job of you prosecutors in your fancy courts with your logic. As for us, we don't have that kind of time to waste. You boorish buffoon. I think you need to leave.
What?
We need to get the body to autopsy, and you guys are getting in the way.
You would interfere with another one of my investigations?
Hey now, let's not forget who holds the actual authority to conduct investigations here. I'm afraid the one doing the interrupting is you, my ignorant little pretty boy. Bro, move! Now be a good fancy boy and get out of my sight. If you don't, I'll arrest you for obstruction of justice. I'll get off. Who's gonna prosecute? You're gonna get pain? Good luck, dumbass. Alright, but that's as far as I want to go for today. Tomorrow, I assume this one's going to be a little bit longer than 2. You know Franziska would fly back to the country to do that. Not after she immediately got proven that, that Miles will still fucking clobber her in any chance to defend himself. Because he can still prove that he was in his legal rights as a prosecutor. But that's going to do it for us today. Assuming the rest of this case ends up being decently long, we'll try to finish that up tomorrow. But as for now, I'd like to thank you all very much for coming out. And until then, I'll have to catch you guys later. Peace.